Hello, hello, hello. I am sorry for the long intro. Thank you guys for being here. Please hit the like button on your way in. We have a lot to discuss on today. I just give the information of those who want to hear the information. Thank you for listening to the facts of what's going on here in these United States. So we're going to talk about a whistleblower. The whistleblower is alerting, the public. That's what whistleblowers do. They are out here alerting the public about what's going on in these detainment centers. So we do know that a judge has. Well, some of us do. Of us know what's the latest beef in the beef sector of this fake shit that goes on in the beef sector. But some of us understand that a judge has ruled that they have to stop building further detention centers in that Florida Everglades alligator Alcatraz. Now, so some of us may be aware of this. Some of us may not be aware that as many people who have been taken to alligator Alcatraz, they have their own jet strip, their own airport out there. Now, they wanted to make that airport some big federal airport years ago in the 70s. So, if you're not aware that there is a private jet strip out there, and if you're not aware, even though the for profit media is not alerting you, there are people being flown out of those detainment centers allegedly in alligator Alcatraz all the time. They're freeing up space, and but they're still building more facilities, but they still think that they need space out there. And if you are not aware, the people in alligator Alcatraz are getting word out to their family members. A actual former employee has come out and stated the horrid living conditions and treatment that these people are getting. Why does that matter? Because they're clearing them out and still building more. Who the fuck do you think they're building more for? Who do you think that they are building more for? Hey, Liz, thank you for being here. Um, it's good to see you. Hey, Very Carey, thank you for being here as well. Okay, who do you think that they are building more of these detention centers for? So, uh, let's start from the beginning. Uh, let's start. Uh, let's start from the beginning where crime is at a 30-year low in Washington D.C. You know why 45, 47 was allowed to bring the National Guard into Washington, D.C., because Washington, D.C. is not a state. Therefore, Washington, D.C. does not have a governor. But you did notice what 45, 47 said. He wanted to bring them in because even though crime is at an all-time low, no, he said that crime is at an all-time high. It's horrible. Big Balls got punched in the nose by a 15-year-old. Come to find out, it was a 15-year-old girl. There was a boy and a girl arrested, but they wanted to tell you it was between 8 and 12 people who assaulted Big Balls. And then the very next day, there were federal agents on the street. He said that he was going to give the mayor some time to correct what was going on. Yet the very next night, federal agents were on the street. And then what happened the very next Monday morning, the next day, he came out and said that he was taking over the DC police because crime was so out of control. And then, okay. So then, when people started pushing back and said, "Hey, DC crime is at a 30-year low. We have these numbers for murders. We have these numbers for uh, carjackings. Everything is going down." Then what was the response to the facts? What was the response from this person with the facts? He said that these were fake numbers, that they were faking the numbers to try to make the numbers look better than they were, and blah 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 blah. He also said that all of the homeless people are going to have to leave DC immediately, with no plans for them, with no type of way to make this happen for them. They were just going to have to leave immediately. So they're going to go through and they're going to take down all the encampments. But why are there so many homeless people sitting on the street now? Could it be that he had a alleged hyped up on drugs motherfucker come through and take jobs away from people, because we know that these rich people have been taking away jobs. This person is laying off 6,000 workers, 10,000 workers, 20,000 workers. Why is the federal minimum wage still $7.45 an hour? The federal minimum wage, and nobody that is in elected office is pushing to raise it. Uh, so all of these people have been routinely been getting laid off year after year after year after year. Prices have increased year after year after year after year. After COVID, rental prices had skyrocketed in some states up to 40% or more, and have never gone down. Why would they go down when the market is going to hold it? Why will it go down when you have these uh, most of the um, most of the home sales and multi-unit home sales are being sold to these hedge fund buyers who are buying up homes? Why would it go up? They don't have to invest that much. We know as much from 45, 47, being a slumlord himself. We know as much if you watch Ronnie Q shows with the facts that Jared Kushner's had some properties in, I think it was North or South Carolina, with rats running all through them, that they would do no repairs on. We know that these rich people love to be slumlords, so all they have to do is acquire the property and let you live in squalor. We know this. I You got to think back. I'm just doing a short review because, hey, Max, hey, Candy Cane, hey, Kind to Me. I'm just doing a short review because I need to go forward. I'm not going to go backward for backwards ass motherfuckers who are more interested in bullshit that will not affect them nor how they live their life. I'm talking about things right now that's going to affect you and how you live your life. So let's get into it. Um, I did a story last week how they are bringing Confederate monuments back into what is it, Arlington, Virginia, uh, the uh, the cemetery in Arlington, Virginia. Heck says restoring Confederate monument is about preserving history. Uh, uh, com- it's about preserving history of these Confederate monuments. Now, let's understand that Hegseth is the same person that has taken so much black history, black literature, all the way down to erasing actual web pages where you can find out about black soldiers or military people who have served in the army, in the navy, the air force, marine, who have won a great honor in the service. And when you go to their pages, it can't be found because they have scrubbed them from what? History. These people who have fought for this country have been erased from history by this same man who says that he is a Confederate monuments is about preserving history. But under the administration and his watch, the actual history being erased looks like this: a Harriet Tubman quote and photo removed from a underground railroad site. Also a a battleship that was named Harriet Tubman was renamed. Let's not forget, for you gay people out there, let's not forget that they renamed the Harry Milk ship. Harry Milk, who actually was in the service and served and got a lot of accolades while serving in the service. Oh, he's gay. We have to rename his ship. Okay, so the Pentagon purged DEI profiles, including Nicole McCoffwish, the first woman Thunderbird pilot, Alfred Masters, the first Black Marine, Sergeant William Carney, first Black MOH recipient, Medal of Honor recipient, Jackie Robinson's military bio, his whole actual bio. The 42nd. Oh, let me get to my next. Let me get to my next thing so I can read all of this. This is what he has erased from the military. Okay. The 42nd regiment. What is that? Regimental combat team and legendary Japanese unit. You know, they called them the Wind Talkers. They couldn't get into a certain area because they couldn't penetrate it because they were overrun with opposing soldiers. They got the Wind Talkers, these Native American Indians, to use their Native American tongue, talking on the wind with these signals that they had in their own language, and that is how they were able to penetrate where they wanted to go. So they totally erased that. These were not white people. Why would we keep that up? Had race references, stripped plaques honoring women and people of color were literally covered in tape at the National Crip, Cripology Logic Museum, and yet Hegseth weeps over Confederate traitors being taken down. Let's be clear. This isn't about preserving history. It's about which history he wants remembered. And when it only includes white men, even the let me see. I can't. When it only includes white men, let me stop my banner. Hold on one second. When it only includes white men, even the ones who fought against the U.S., that's not patriotism. That's propaganda. So he wants to bring back the people who fought against the Union. These uh, he wants to have people who fought against the Union, and he wants to put their monuments back up. These were traitors to the country. Are we clear that these were traitors to the country? And Hegseth finds that their monuments should be put back up. Now, they also say that they are taking over military bases who were named after these traitorous generals and such. They say that they are renaming them back. They are giving them back their old names. But when you get it down to the dirt of it, like the grant, if they what is it? I think it's the Robert E. Lee. They have one named after Robert E. Lee, but they changed it back to the Robert E. Lee. But then when you dig deeper, they say that it's a different Robert E. Lee that they renamed it after, who does not have all the accolades of the general that they want you to think that it's being renamed after. So they're being slick. There's an actual movie made on that, The Wind Talkers. Yes, there is a movie on The Wind Talkers, and they were instrumental into achieving achieving the war task, and they totally erased them from history. But they want these white people who wanted to uplift slavery, who fought to keep slavery. They want to put monuments back up from them. Okay, so they. So what does that tell you? $7.45 an hour. Yes, it is. Okay, so what does that tell you? Hey, Room Shaker. Hey, Angela Mills. Hello, everyone. Please hit the like button. What does that tell you that they are trying to actually teach this country? Does that tell you what their agenda is? It should tell you what their agenda is. Furthermore, 4547 then went on to say that he's going to release the the God, I always Jesus I always the Grand Wizards, not the Grand Wizard per se. The He's going to, oh my God, I always anyway, he's going to release the military in several other states that have inner city states. You notice any intercity is such a bad word under this administration. Uh, it, that's the code word for black cities. He says he's going to. They have big problems in Los Angeles. They have the National Guard. I always. Uh, uh, can't remember the National Guard. They're going to release the National Guard and the military. Now, it's not just the National Guard and the military. Los Angeles, California, New York has big problems. All these black cities that he named off. Baltimore, they don't even want to talk about Baltimore anymore. And Oakland is, these are two cities they don't even want to talk about. They're so bad. The National Guard, yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's see what Hegseth had to say himself about these monuments. I don't want you to take it from my voice. I want you to hear what Hegseth had to say about restoring these Confederate monuments and why it's important to him. Okay.
The Reconciliation Monument. It has been returned to Arlington National Cemetery following its removal in 2023. This is a Confederate monument. Many suggest it was designed and put in place to symbolize the reconciliation after the Civil War. It was taken away, as I mentioned, several years ago. Why was it important for you to bring that back to Arlington National Cemetery?
Because we recognize our history. We don't erase it, Will. We don't follow the woke lemmings off the cliff that want to tear down statues. We look at and learn from our history, all aspects of it. And so Arlington deserves to have, and we're grateful to the state of Virginia for partnering with us. It wasn't easy. We fought to make it happen. And the Reconciliation Monument will return to Arlington where it belongs to recognize the service of Americans of all chapters. So we're not tearing stuff down. We're done with that. We're putting statues back. We're putting paintings back. We're recognizing our history. We're restoring the names of bases as we've done across the country because we're proud of our history. As difficult as it may have been in some chapters, we're going to teach it, we're going to live it, and we're going to fight for it.
Okay, you heard the Reconciliation Monument. It has been returned to Arlington National Cemetery following its removal in 2023. This is a Confederate monument. Many suggest it was designed and put in place to symbolize the reconciliation after the Civil War. It was taken away, as I mentioned, several years ago. Why was it important for you to bring that back to Arlington National Cemetery?
Because we recognize our history. We don't erase it, Will. We don't follow the woke lemmings off the cliff that want to tear down statues. We look at and learn from our history, all aspects of it. And so Arlington deserves to have, and we're grateful to the state of Virginia for partnering with us.
Oh, I was like, why is it playing again? We're proud of our history and we're going to teach it. We're proud of our history, no matter how problematic it got for who. It wasn't problematic for you. And we're proud of our history, and it's going to be no more taking down, because we've already have taken down all of the history that does not include the excellence of these mediocre white men. Who fought a war because they were so mediocre that they didn't even know how to farm their own land, and they brought slaves over here who was able to make this land grow, who built this whole country. Never mind, we're not going to teach those facts. Why do you think they're taking books out of the museums and all of this? Now, 4547 says that he has been asked to do the Kennedy's honor when so many people have pulled out of the Kennedy Center, and he has also has taken over the Smithsonian museums. Now, what about him makes you think that he understands anything about art? What makes you think that he understands anything about the arts? The only thing that you see is that these fucking cheap ass gilded uh, pieces and scrolls and sculptures in the White House that he has had gold leaf. Like over there in Moscow, who has everything in gold, trimmed in gold. The authoritarian type of grandness. That's the only thing artistic that I see. I also see where he has gotten it from. So let me Angela Mill, the history of this country is based off of Black intelligence and creativity. Uh, I thank you and welcome over here. Now, so let's see. Let's see. What else? You remember they used to have Schoolhouse Rock when we were a kid? We were kids. So let's see what they're replacing a Schoolhouse Rock with. Right quick. Um, Here we go. I want you to show you some of the cartoons that are coming out about our American history. Where is the volume? Hold on.
Left. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? Before you judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society of the time treat as no big deal? Slavery is as old as time and has taken place in every corner of the world, even amongst the people I just left. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? Before you judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society of the time treat as no big deal? Slavery is as old as time and has taken place in
Ronnie Q, why is this important? This is important because remember the big push against PBS? 4547 wants to replace PBS with Prager University, a fake university that makes quote unquote educational videos downplaying slavery. That's why I am telling you this. Now, if you did not, you weren't paying attention to why they don't want to educate your children with PBS that has been around at least 40 or 50 years. This is why. This is why. It was no big deal. It was no big deal. Slavery. This is what they want to teach your children, just in case you didn't know. So Project 2025. Why did I say title this Project 2025 is advancing quickly? I said that hey Anthony Dixon, hey Vibrant Law. They don't tell our story. They don't want us to. Yes, that was supposed to be a Christopher Columbus. Yes, that was what Prager University wants to teach your children, our children, all the children. Okay, so okay, so Why did I entitle this? This Project 2025 is advancing quickly. I entitled this because we understand that they are trying to tell you that the crime statistics that are coming out in these cities, yet you're being lied to about these actual numbers. But who has been the consummate liar? Who has routinely lied to this nation? Would it be statistics or would it be 45, 47? And anybody in his administration, any of the sycophants, the unqualified sycophants that he has in his administration. So he wants you to believe that no, they're lying, they're tapping down the crime numbers, just so he can say, these blue states with black mayors or black governors, they are the problem. So let's keep it a buck. This is just a propaganda. This Washington D.C. they didn't have a governor that they had to act to put the National Guard in. So they do have the ability. That is one of the abilities that he has as president of a state that has no governor. Well, it's not a state. Of Washington D.C. because it has no governor. So now well, let me get into the Baltimore of it all. Uh, Let me share this with you right quick, just in case you haven't heard about this. And we're going to start with Baltimore. Baltimore is also a state that he says has so much crime, but that is not true. So let's share. Let me share this with you. Trump National Guard stunt rejected by Maryland governor. I will not authorize. So now in the states, we know that in the state of California, he deployed the National Guard. Even against Gavin Newsom, the governor of the states, saying that he did not want them there. So he's putting his voice on the record that he does not he rejects the National Guard in Baltimore. So let's see this.
Governor Moore, it is great to see you. I have about a million things to ask you about, but thank you so much for being here with me tonight.
It's such a joy to be with you. Thanks, Jen.
Well, let me just start. I mean, today I tried to give an overview of what we're looking at in the nation's capital, how it could impact other cities. Today, the Washington Post reported that the Trump administration is considering creating what they are calling a reaction force, it's quite a name, of hundreds of National Guard troops that they could deploy into any American city within hours. I think people are familiar with your bio, but just to remind people, you're a veteran of the Army and the Army Reserve. You're also commander-in-chief of the state's National Guard, of course, as governor. What do you make of the National Guard being deployed, not just to Washington, D.C., but potentially to other American cities like this?
Yeah, I'm proud to be the 63rd governor of the state of Maryland, but I'm humbled to be the commander-in-chief of the Maryland National Guard. And it's something that I do take very seriously as someone who has led soldiers in combat. I understand the gravity of what it means when you're asking these men and women to put themselves in harm's way, when you're asking their families to trust the decisions that are being made by those in charge, that the mission is both going to be mission critical and also mission aligned. And so I want to be very crystal clear to anyone who is listening. I will not authorize the usage of the Maryland National Guard for any mission that I do not deem to be mission critical or mission aligned. If there wants to be a real conversation about how to have public safety inside of our cities, take a look at what we've been doing here in the state of Maryland over the past 2.5 years. Because the year before I became the governor, that Baltimore City averaged almost a homicide a day. Now, in 2.5 years, the last time the violent crime rate was this low in Baltimore City, I was not born yet. So if there wants to be a serious conversation about the work that we did, collectively together with the mayor, with our county executives, with local law enforcement, with the U.S. attorney and the state's attorney, to be able to, with our community groups, to be able to drive down violent crime, then we should have that conversation. But let me not bury the lead. We were able to do that without having to deploy the National Guard in order to make that happen.
I want to ask you about that because there are some actual things that can be done. I mentioned a number of the programs that have been cut federally. Not that any one is a silver bullet. A lot of this is controlled by local leaders. But you say you wouldn't allow it or you wouldn't authorize it. If he singled out Baltimore, he singled out Baltimore yesterday by name. So who knows? If he tried to send the National Guard to Baltimore, how do you stop it? I mean, we've seen this happen in LA. How do you stop it?
Well, the president has made an effort to single me out and single Baltimore out on multiple occasions. And I am very clear that I will work with anyone, but I will bow down to no one. And I understand where my constitutional authority begins, and I understand where my constitutional authority allows me to do. And as the commander-in-chief of the Maryland National Guard, I have the sole responsibility and the sole honor of being able to determine how, when, and why the Maryland National Guard is utilized. And it's something that I've done since I've been the governor. When we have had natural disasters, when we've watched historic floods in Western Maryland, where we had our National Guard on standby, when we've had members of the Maryland National Guard who are currently deployed overseas. I understand the gravity of the decision that goes into when, where, and how you utilize members of the National Guard. And so if I receive a request or instructions to be able to utilize the brave men and women, the citizen soldiers of our state, the ones who are raising their hands to take on this additional job of being able to support our state in our time of need, if it is not mission critical, if it is not mission aligned, I will not authorize it and it will not happen.
Trump also name-checked. He name-checked Baltimore. He name-checked a number of other cities, Chicago, Oakland, Los Angeles, New York City. I just mentioned this. I mean, one of the things, there are a lot those cities have in common. They're led by Democratic mayors. They also have black mayors. I called this out, but what do you make of that?
I think there's another thing that that goes in common is that these are places that the president has not spent time walking the streets.
That's
like
true.
I have. The president has not walked the streets of Baltimore like I have, like I do on a regular basis. The president does not know Baltimoreans like I do. The president does not know the progress that we have made in Baltimore City like I do. He just continues to use it as a trope. He continues to use it as a baiting technique, and he continues to use it as a distraction technique. So instead of talking about the historic progress that we have made in Baltimore to reduce violent crime, instead of talking about the work we're doing right now to make sure that every family has the right to feel safe in their communities and in their own neighborhoods, what he's doing is he's distracting us from talking about the real policies that are having real impacts on the people of Baltimore. Policies like pulling people off of health care, policies like making sure that our children are not getting the supports and the food assistance that they need. Policies like making sure that you are making historic firings of federal workers, many of whom are Baltimoreans, and now working to try to drive the unemployment rate up. So we are not going to allow these chicken hawks to be able to make policies that continue to try to use our military, the people who are wearing the same uniform that I was very proud to wear, using them as pawns, as distractions for the fact that the policy positions that he's putting in place are not working and are actually hurting real people.
And that is exactly what is going on. If you don't believe that all of this is to distract from those abysmal job numbers, he created 35,000 jobs, and then when they had to go back and correct it, he fired the person who corrected it to the abysmal 18,000 jobs in June that were created. And then he tried to lie and tell you that they had inflated the jobs report under Biden. And after the election, they went back and corrected it to what the jobs number actually were, which were far lower. But they kept them inflated for the election. Let's be clear. They them correcting their numbers is nothing new. The numbers were not inflated for Biden. Even when I saw the numbers were corrected and lowered to fewer jobs, I thought that they were trying to fuck with Harris. I did the story when they corrected the jobs report under Biden right before the election. You know when they corrected that jobs report that he wants you to believe that was still inflated throughout the whole election, and it wasn't corrected until after the election. They corrected it on August 1st before the election. So he's lying to you. He's lying to you so much about these jobs report. He don't want you to understand what his policies are doing to this nation. Okay, so he fires that person. So I showed you on Monday, Caroline Lovett. They were asked who is going to replace this person. Well, we're gonna find somebody, and they also asked her, "Is it true?" No, I'll save that. Let's finish Baltimore. We're going to talk about who is replacing this person giving the jobs report. Let me let me not go off on a tangent. Y'all know how I am. Okay, here we go. Now, this is the mayor of Baltimore. We saw that was the governor of Maryland, the first one. This is the mayor of Baltimore. What do you see that they have in common? You will see that they know their stuff, and you will see that they are black men.
Well, your city is doing. I mean, the numbers dropping in a precipitous way is extraordinary, not something that we're used to seeing. And as you said, I'm not hearing any mayor saying, hey, we're perfect yet. We still have work to do. So let me ask you this. When you hear Muriel Bowser, who obviously pushed back hard on what he had to say about her city, she's proud of her city. She believes the millions of people who visit there every year enjoy her city. But she said, we're going to try to work with them, see how we can use them. Do you see a role?
Muriel Bowser is the mayor of Washington, D.C. Why they don't have a governor, they have a mayor. Muriel Bowser has no choice but to try to work with them. Let's continue.
Could you see a role if the president wanted to send federal troops, ATF, DEA, other folks, in a sense, to backfill what you already have?
Well, this is the reality. All of us work with our federal partners every day. I just stood with my local FBI special agent in charge just a few weeks ago. But this is not what the president is talking about. And we all have to be reminded that many of these local agencies who've been working alongside our police to deal with the stuff that they signed up to do, ATF, FBI, they signed up to deal with violent drug organizations, gun traffickers, all of those folks have been taken off that to go on this barrage of focusing on immigration just because people are working, right? Not even focusing on the violent immigrants. Does not fall prey to this mind trick that the president is doing. If the president wanted to do it that way, they would just do it the way that it happens every single day in American cities, allowing those local agents in charge to work and bring folks in to already having the investigations that are already underway to working along.
So the people in the FBI and all of these law enforcement agents who are supposed to be keeping our country safe from terrorism and all of this type of stuff. Now, you will notice that while 4547 wants to bring armed guards into Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, he's not one person is going to make the point, well, how come he's not sending them to, where is that? Somewhere in Colorado, a red state that has a far larger crime rate than Washington, D.C., because it's not about the crime rate, it's about Black people. So, this is my whole point to us, that if you think that this is just the beginning. I said earlier, if Hispanics wanted to vote for 45, 47, they are the ones who are fucking around and finding out. These Cubans in Miami, they try to treat Black people like third-rate citizens. That is a fact. Now you have these Cubans over there at Alligator Alcatraz saying they treat us the worst, and they don't give us any rights, and this, that, and the other. The reason why I was following this story, because I knew it was going to get to this point. And you guys act like, some people act like they don't know what the point is, but if they're getting rid of all of these people, if they're freeing up these beds, why are they continuing to build more detention centers? And you got to be very weary of that. There is a case of some wide spread sickness that is going on in the Alligator Alcatraz that is not getting any coverage. They are not saying what it is. They are not saying if people are actually surviving this illness, all of this, and they care nothing about it. So this link, all of the links that I'm playing are in my description box. I just need to move forward. I have a shorter clip with the mayor. I just want to move forward. So these are some things. If you learn something new, please hit my goals, because that is why I'm here.
Rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before.
Just that, under conditions that hardly justify such drastic actions. And this only in the rarest and most extreme circumstances. Yet this week, Trump has federalized law enforcement in Washington, D.C. Sending federal troops or agents into the nation's capital to perform local policing is almost unheard of, done only in the rarest and most extreme circumstances. Yet this week, Trump is doing just that under conditions that hardly justify such drastic actions. In this video, we're going to break down the historical context of federal troops in D.C., how exceptionally rare it is to use federal forces and local law enforcement without state or local consent, how Trump has a pattern of targeting Democratic-led, often minority-majority communities with these tactics, and why it's utterly unnecessary in Washington, D.C., given falling crime rates. But most importantly, we'll discuss how normalizing this kind of federal intrusion into local policing is a dangerous step that America must not allow. Let's start with some history. When has a U.S. president ever deployed federal troops into Washington, D.C. itself? Only in the most extreme examples and emergencies. Here are a few of them. In 1932, during the Great Depression, thousands of World War I veterans camped in Washington, D.C. to demand early payment of bonuses and pensions. In July
have been talking all of this time. Oh God, I've been talking all to make it short and sweet. What I'm saying is, I have been telling you that there is something that I did not want to protest to get. I protested with my vote. All these Hispanic that overwhelmingly got this man into office. No, I wasn't going to protest that. They got what they voted for. They knew his agenda, as well as many of us knew his agenda. That was something that I did not want to protest, but I did follow all of their rights that were being stripped away from them. And why was I following all the rights that were being stripped away from them? Because I knew someday there is going to be something that I would want to protest in this administration. And this right here, this is something that I will want to protest against that is happening in my administration. So don't try to think that it's normal that he went to a territory, what is it? A district, the District of Columbia, that is not a state, that does not have a governor, and did it so easily, and got the National Guard and the military in that state. Because that is not a state with a governor. But he did do it to California as well. He did it to California. But what is the media not telling you about when he did that same thing against the wish of the governor of California, which he is supposed to have? What the media is not telling you is the trial that Gavin Newsom is suing the government for doing that. When did that trial start? That trial started Monday, the same day that he announced that he was putting them, to try to make it seem like it's normal. So they're not covering the fact that California has taken the government to court about doing the same thing. They're trying to make you seem like, oh no, he has the right to do this. Yes, he has the right to do it in DC, but he does not have the right. So do not normalize this abnormal behavior. And back to Project 2025. Project 2025 tells you in writing that they want to put the military on the streets against anybody who protests. So that should have made a hair go up on your neck, that they understood that their agenda was going to be protested by the people. Therefore, they wanted to put the military on the streets. And what are they doing? They're acting like, oh, no, we're not, we have the right to do this, and we're going to do it to Baltimore. What do they? What is always the red herring? The black people, the others, the non-white people, they're the problem. So they cattle call out these black cities to get the white people. Well, it is so unsafe. I saw a video where these restaurant owners were saying that, oh, it's just so unbearable. We had to close down 2 restaurants when something like 90% of restaurants fail. So you had, and it was because of the high price of the high prices and the high rent and the crime. Oh, so you were getting petty theft, that you're supposed to have insurance. Is that not why you have insurance? Your window was broken and somebody stole this or that or the other out of your business. That's, what do they call that? The cost of doing business. Isn't that the cost of doing business? So what does that have to do with your rent prices? What does that have to do with a restaurant failing, like many restaurants failing? So these are the people that they decided to go out and interview about the high crime. You couldn't afford to do business, motherfucker. You need to go out of business. If you How come they didn't pull themselves up by their bootstraps? There's crime in every fucking city. They, however, are not going to Aurora, Colorado, which has a far high crime rate than Washington D.C. Why aren't they going to that red state? To those white majority people committing more crimes than in DC. Do you ever wonder why? See, this is why. This is why I have been on this ever since I found out about this Project 2025 shit before the election. Because what is that famous thing? I didn't say anything when they came for the unionists because I wasn't a unionist. I didn't say anything when they came for, I think, the mechanics because I wasn't a machinist. And but then they came for me, and there was no one to fight for me. Okay. So this is the time that we're living in. Thank you very, Carrie, for telling me about my sound. Okay, so let's a little bit more of this, and I'm gonna go on.
1932, President Herbert Hoover sent the U.S. Army, led by General Douglas MacArthur himself, to forcibly evict the.
I digress. Why was the first time they were sent out? Because of the Great Depression. How is this economy that 45, 47 has set up doing? It's doing quite poorly. Quite poorly. I have the effects of all of the bullshit that he put in the budget come to pass yet? No, because they made sure that it would start setting in after the midterm elections. But it looks so abysmal about these midterm elections that the Supreme Court has actually put Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act up to be rediscussed. They've already discussed it, but now they want to rediscuss Section 2 of the voting right because it is apparent that the nation has turned on these people who have sat down and let all of this bullshit pass through Congress, this budget that is going to take upwards of 17 million people off of Medicaid, and they saying that you only get Medicaid because you're just sitting in your parents' basement or your grandparents' basement playing video game while ignoring the fact that so many American jobs pay so little that the people who are working at these American companies, America First, these people that are working at these America First companies are still qualifying for Medicaid because, like I say, the federal minimum wage is abysmal. So they're still qualifying. So these people are not on Medicaid. So all of these 17 million people, they are to go out and find a job, and then they will have health care. Well, if they will have health care, why are so many working people on Medicaid in the first place? Does having a job ensure that you will have health care? No, it does not. No, it does not. Okay. Let's continue.
These veterans. Troops with bayonets and even tanks cleared camps with tear gas and fire. It was a shocking use of military force against peaceful demonstrators who also had worn the nation's uniform. And it remains a dark stain on our history to this day. In 1968, after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in April, riots erupted in more than 100 cities. Washington, D.C. saw some of the worst unrest, and President Lyndon Baines Johnson responded by deploying over 13,000 federal troops into Washington, D.C. to restore order. Those troops patrolled the streets and enforced curfew until calm returned. This was done only because the city was literally up in flames after a national tragedy. Fast forward to 2021. On January 6, 2021, a violent mob of Trump's own supporters attacked the U.S. Capitol. In response, federal authorities eventually deployed the National Guard to secure Washington, D.C. and quell the insurrection. This was an extraordinary event. And to this day, it's believed that it was actually the Vice President of the United States, Vice President Pence, who deployed the National Guard and not President Trump himself, as he was reluctant to do so since the riot was being held in his honor. And so,
okay, so he didn't deploy the National Guard or the military of that day. You notice why, and you notice the people who were committing these crimes were not black or brown people. But no National Guard called out. He didn't even see that as violence, as all as cops were being tasered in the necks and hit on the head with fire extinguishers and had bear repellent sprayed on them and hit on the head with metal poles and bike racks. No, that was not criminal. So let's continue. Let me see. I want to I want you to see it's so much crime going on in DC. 4547 had to take care of it. So let's go on patrol with some of these DEA, FBI, Homeland Security, Park Security, regular police officers, DHS. Let's see how they are preventing all of this crime that is going on in DC. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
No, I live right here. Cool. It's a cigarette. Did y'all get a call or something about right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3, anything like that? No. All right. So yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law.
Okay. So if you didn't hear it, he approached him asking for his ID. If you did not hear it, this man is sitting on his porch. He was approached by all of these people who are fighting crime. He was approached on his porch. That's why he said, I live right here. You have the address because you're standing on my motherfucking porch, bitch. You're not even supposed to be standing within my vestibule, or what did they call it? The outside, I forget what they call it. It's illegal for you. I can tell you to get off my property. I don't even have to engage in this conversation. And he's talking about there's no drinking or smoking outside. Let's continue. You didn't know that, and he then says something that was really strange, that 4547 had enacted it 7 days ago. Well, technically he enacted it Saturday night. So where are those 7 days? Let's continue.
So they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into there's multiple agencies, there's shooting and things like that. So there's extra hands as well, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just. Oh,
so you're out there to inform people that they don't have their constitutional right to smoke on their porch. And marijuana is allowed in D.C. The use of marijuana. He says that no, you can't. You can have that amount, but you can't smoke it on your porch. So I don't smoke marijuana, but for him to be sitting now, he's not sitting on the sidewalk, the last step on the sidewalk. He's actually sitting on his porch. So you can't have a drinking in public. Okay, so if that's what it is, so they're paying all of these people to come out and inform people, and then if something goes awry, and I don't give a fuck about anything. Get off my porch. I didn't call you. I didn't summon you. like I'll catch the news on the news channel. Oh, well, maybe I won't catch it on the news. I'll go over to Ronnie Q if I want to know the news. Get the fuck off my porch and keep it pushing. But no, let's see what else he has to tell this man sitting on his porch.
Just go.
Smoking a cigarette, but all of a sudden, what does this cop says? He smelled the smell of marijuana, and you understand how it is. And the man is smoking a cigarette because if he wasn't smoking a cigarette, he wouldn't be. He would be laid out on the fucking ground. So you know he's smoking a cigarette, but the man still said he smelled marijuana. Let's continue. That's the story of the day. I smell marijuana. Can you step out of the car? I smell marijuana. Can you step out of the car? Let's continue.
Grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, all right?
I only asked because when you walked up, at the moment you walked up, you only had eggs.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand, and I didn't flash you, so I didn't realize it was just a cigarette. So that's on me. I appreciate you understanding.
It's the smell of marijuana in the air. So if you can't have marijuana, you can't smoke it on your porch. So he's not smoking marijuana on his porch. So what? Is it in the air permeating from somebody smoking it inside their house, which they are allowed to do? So you're going to hand this motherfucker up? But, I see it's your cigarette now. No, I see it's bullshit now. So if you're not concerned about these motherfuckers being put on the street on your asses, how come they're not in the good neighborhoods? Do they? Oh, they don't smoke marijuana in good neighborhoods. Oh, they don't smoke marijuana on E Street and F Street and all of those bougie neighborhoods. Where Big Balls with his 19-year-old drunk ass coming out of a bar. That's not criminal. Is that not a criminal? But you are all, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I saw 5 cops are up on this man's porch smoking a cigarette. But has Big Balls been arrested for coming out of a fucking bar so drunk that a 15-year-old punched him? A 15-year-old girl, it is alleged. It was a 15-year-old girl who punched him in the nose and gave him a bloody nose, and that's why all of these people are out here. Over 140 FBI agents were out on the street patrolling, doing beat cop shit the next night.
Saying not getting shit with me. All right, so just know, right? Learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out, from FBI to police.
So they go see
so do your thing. Let them know. Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump is tired of it. People come to visit.
I didn't know that.
Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside because Donald Trump is tired of it. People come to visit. But if they were drunk, smoking and drinking outside, wouldn't you be arresting them? So you walked up to people who are not doing any of the things that you say that Donald Trump is sick of. Because Donald Trump is sick of it and people come to visit. Ain't nobody visiting the United States because of Donald Trump. Let's keep it a buck. Okay. So he is being harassed on his porch for doing absolutely nothing that is against the law. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And to tell your boys, tell them we out here and this, that, and the other. No, you tell the fucking criminals who you are arresting for doing the things that you talking to me that I ain't doing, bitch. I ain't telling nobody shit. When you find somebody who's breaking the law, you talk to them. Don't talk to me and tell how much am I getting paid? You motherfuckers are getting paid every night overtime when you out here. Now it's my job to tell my boys, no, it's your job to fucking arrest people who are committing crime. It ain't my job to tell nobody a goddamn thing, bitch. The link is in my description box. I really on his own porch. The links. Yes, girl. Okay, so now There's something else I would like to share with you guys as well. Okay, here we go. Let's go here. Now, back to Baltimore. I have a Baltimore says no. This is under the Baltimore says no. I want to share this with you. Something that I really am happy to see. Here we go. Um, Breaking news. Baltimore Ravens stunned the NFL world by rejecting Elon Musk's $50 million Tesla sponsorship offer. We will never be bought by billionaires like you. The Ravens are not for sale. We stand with the people of Baltimore City against greed, racism, and corporate exploitation. That link is in my description box as well. Baltimore is not having it, it appears. Let me see what else it's so much that I have to show you. Let me get to some other things I want to share with you. Here we go. Now, who is the top prosecutor in Washington, D.C.? None other than Jeanine Pirro. When she worked at Fox News, her producer says that she really should not be on TV because she was drunk all the time. So this is what her people said. This is what her producers said, and they said that she would show up slurring and all of this type of stuff. So who does 4547 feel should be put in the position of the top prosecutor in Washington D.C.? And what I want to know is, do the numbers really matter? Is it important who is committing these crimes? Uh, let's take a look. Why don't we? Let's take a look if it really matters about the crime in DC, or is this all a show? I believe it's all a show. Now, this is Jesse Delamore, great content creator. Go over there and check him out. Jeanine Pirro goes bonkers during a press conference, and we're going to look at some of her foolishness.
I am, I am, I'm not going to bore you with the facts. That
You're not going to bore us with the facts, as you have all of these people sit up here on these boards, and you think it's funny that you're not going to bore us with the facts. Ha 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 ha.
Don't quote me on that.
An absolutely remarkable press conference took place yesterday that wasn't in the White House. It wasn't on Capitol Hill. It was in the office of the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, who is now Jeanine Pirro, the television host over at Fox News, who has found herself with actual power. It's remarkable. So it's kind of her first day on the job kind of a deal, where she gives a press conference in the wake of Donald Trump's invasion of Washington, D.C., the military occupation of Washington, D.C., and she's being peppered with a whole bunch of questions. And there's no better place to start than here, where she says, I'm not going to bore you with the facts, and then begins to complain. It's all so beautiful. It really is. It's just the encapsulation of everything that's wrong with Donald Trump and Republicans and the Trump cult. It's just bananas.
She says, I'm not going to bore you with the facts, then realizes in real time it was a dipshit thing to say and begins complaining about the fact that her office has been decimated by firings and staff cuts. Never acknowledging that those staff cuts are because of Donald Trump, but nonetheless, it got her away from saying, I'm not going to bore you with the facts. Please, Jeanine Pirro, bore us with some facts. I would love to be inundated with facts from any Trump official whatsoever, since it's constant propaganda and lies and a rewriting of the very history of our country. Please bore me with some fucking facts.
I don't have any special powers. I wish I did.
Talk about where you stand on hiring prosecutors and
I am, I'm not going to bore you with the facts.
Okay, so now 2/3 of her positions in her offices are empty, and she said that's because people didn't care enough to fill these positions. So 2/3 of the people who were supposed to be prosecuting these cases do not have a job. But it's not the fault of 45, 47 and the Doge cuts or anything like that. She has absolutely no answers, no one to blame it on. Just people didn't care enough. And so she sat on Fox News and said, if anybody wants to come and work for the DA's office, come on over. A open call, like a you know how they used to do those altar calls. Come on down. A Price is Right type of thing to go and work in the Justice Department under Jeanine Pirro.
Don't quote me on that. That was off the record. I can only hire during certain periods once there's been an ad or some kind of posting, and then I can hire. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing the best I can. The president has given me the permission to hire. This is an office that has been neglected, and I'll say it publicly. It's been neglected. With people signing contracts, they didn't know what they were signing. All right, it just kind of ran on its own. Not anymore. This is an office where nobody seemed to care that we were down 90 lawyers, 60 investigators, and paralegals.
I wonder.
90 lawyers, 60 investigators, and paralegals, but I can only fire at certain periods. You have to post a job. Does this woman not know how hiring works? You have to post a job to give the opportunity to for people who already work in the office who may want that position to file for it before you post it broadly. Is this fucking engineering or something that she thinks that she has to do? Is this putting a rocket on the moon some shit that she has to do? But nobody cared, and it just ran by itself. So it can continue to run without your silly drunk ass, I would think. I'm going to Jesse Dollamore has plenty. It is worth watching. I'm going to show you some more clips on my own from this disaster interview that she did. Some people are questioning, was she drunk then? Let's see some more from the U.S. Attorney in D.C., the head U.S. Attorney in D.C.
Changes you'd like to see from the punitive aspects. What about preventative? Do you or the president plan to do anything to address the root causes of crime in D.C., such as truancy?
Does the president plan to do anything about the root cause of crime, such as truancy?
My job.
Do you see how long it took this drunk bitch to answer the question? let's understand that she was a Fox News co-host of the Five, where she could sit up there and slur and say dumb shit that was factually inaccurate, and nobody would call her on it. And do you wonder why she's having such a hard time in the press? Let's go back to this question. Look at these eyes. Look at this face. It was just a question, bitch. Uh,
anything to address the root causes of crime in DC, such as truancy?
My job is to try to heal the victims and prosecute the criminal. Everybody else can deal with rehabilitating the individual. I honestly am not.
So everybody else can deal with rehabilitating the criminal. So is rehabilitation part of admitting you're wrong, or it's only jail time? Is there no such thing as probation? Is there any such thing as any type of diversions or anything? No, you are the punisher. You big pun. You the punisher. You are supposed to inflict pain. And let's be clear. Let's be clear. Since she upheld 45-47, talking about 14, 15, and 16-year-olds have no consequences, as 45-47 said that he wants 14, 15, and 16-year-olds to be tried as an adult. Let's be clear of what she thinks that her punishment should be. So this is what they have in store for your children. For your children, they have prison. You talking about the prison pipeline, but they have no solution to keep your children out of trouble. Out of crime, because they want DC is not for your black children. DC is for the white elites to come and enjoy. It is not for people who were born there to enjoy. Stay in your fucking corner and stay out of trouble. Let's continue.
Concerned about why they commit crimes. My concern is if they commit crimes. My concern is the victims of the crimes. That's my job as a U.S. attorney. Go ahead.
But just follow up on that quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go back and do a little. Let's see a little more of this nut job. Here we go.
Out of time? That means he's had enough. Goodbye. Thank you. I want you to report on.
But you said it's guns. You said it's guns on the street that's causing this problem. Are you concerned that the DOJ's funding cuts to gun violence prevention programs undermine the effort?
We are putting all kinds of resources onto the street.
But what about the gun aspect of the gun violence?
Thanks. As you can see, and anyone who wants to tell me the crime is down and that we don't need an emergency focus on crimes of violence, all they need to do is take a look at this and talk to the loved ones and the family members of these individuals, all shot and killed long before their time. And I want to find individuals who were shot and killed in the district, all teens, some as young as 3 years of age.
A 3-year-old teen, all teens. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, because of gunfire. Some of these cases are solved, some of them are not solved. But what this makes clear to me is that there is a whole community that is suffering because of the violent crime in this district. And anyone who wants to tell me the crime is down and that we don't need an emergency focus on crimes of violence, all they need to do is take a look at this and talk to the loved ones and the family members of these individuals, all shot and killed long before their.
And with all of that being said, that does not negate the fact that crime is down 26% lower than it was the same time last year. That does not negate that crime is at
No more. I'm
a
done with that.
30-year low in DC. Let's hear this.
Guns on the
Okay. Those are great questions. Number one, the DC Crime Lab is now accredited and validated very recently. So Dr. Diaz has communicated that to us. And
so the DC Crime Lab was unaccredited. So that is one of the that was one of the questions that the person asked. What can you do to get the crime lab accredited? It's all of a sudden it has been accredited. I'm gonna have to look that up because I think she's shooting shit.
We are working with the DC Crime Lab. Our concern is making sure that we have enough people who are able to analyze the DNA and all of the testing that we need to have done. That's number one. Number two, as it relates to prosecution, I have been very clear that Title 16 is not enough. Under Title 16, if you are 16 or 17 years of age, we can get you for rape 1, murder, robbery 1, burglary 1. But if you shoot someone and don't kill them, I don't have jurisdiction. It goes to the Attorney General, the State Attorney General, Brian Schwab, and the focus is family court rehabilitation. Now, I was a family court judge in New York for a short period of time. The mission there is not punishment, it's rehabilitation, as evidenced by, do we have those posters? Yeah, we had a poster with a...
Okay, so first of all, you do understand you got to take everything she says with a grain of salt. But I'm just wondering what is so bad about rehabilitation, even with jail time and rehabilitation. You notice that they have taken all of the things out of jail that could help rehabilitate, like schools, like being able to graduate, like being able to take college courses. All of those are rehabilitation types of things that once the person gets out of jail, they are less likely to reoffend. So is it punishment or only is it rehabilitating the life is really unimportant to her. She don't care about rehabilitation. If we offer any rehabilitation, then we cannot continue to make our friends rich in these for-profit prisons. Let's continue.
What you get is yoga and you get ice cream socials in family court.
Okay. You get yoga and ice cream socials. So she said that is not good. So, bitch, why is Ghislaine Maxwell in a fucking Camp Cupcake where she get yoga and ice cream social? And you know what else Ghislaine Maxwell is going to be getting as well? She is going to be getting work release. You know, kind of like they gave Jeffrey Epstein when they whittled down his charges against having uh, for XAing children in his first case. He got work release where he only had to sleep in jail and he could stay gone 12 hours a day on this work, and I am doing air quotes because up until this day they cannot tell you exactly what he did for a living, but he got 12 hours a day off at work and he only had to sleep in jail. And Ghislaine Maxwell is going to have a work release as well, allegedly. So will she only have to sleep in Camp Cupcake? Would she be allowed to be gone 12 hours a day as well? But it's not, it's okay because she comes from wealth. You know, her father was stole pension funds from his workers and all of that type of stuff. I mean, she comes from wealth and crime. But if you commit a crime and you're poor, oh no, there's no such thing as rehabilitating you. And why is Ghislaine Maxwell getting work release? What does she work on? The only thing that I recall her working on was gathering up underage girls for Epstein and his ilk. Let's continue.
Done with yoga and ice cream socials. We've got to change the law to bring them into the justice system. We've got to get rid of the 3 statutes or 3 laws passed by the DC Council. Number 1 is the Youth Rehabilitation Act, where you basically say with the Youth Rehabilitation Act that what we're going to do is we're going to say, if you're sentenced and you're under the age of 25, that the judge can give you probation irrespective of what the crime is. That's nonsense. And that's why a judge, and you're tired of hearing about me say this, that's why a judge gave a 19-year-old 2-3 weeks ago, and I wrote an op-ed piece, gave a 19-year-old probation, and I understand it's 2 years probation to go to college with no mandate, for getting on a public bus with an illegal gun, shooting an individual in the chest, which to me is intent to kill. And he walked away after we convicted him. He walked away with no jail time. If that's what you want in this district, then I'm the wrong person to be United States Attorney. Number 1, the Incarceration Reduction Act. The Incarceration Reduction Act that the DC left-leaning council passed says if you're 25 years old and you were sentenced to 15 years as a young kid for probably murder, even a serial murderer.
For probably murder. Be factual. Let's not have any bullshit for probably murder. So take that with a grain of salt and know that if it's probably murder, then it's probably not murder as well. Let's continue.
We can let you out if you're 25. We can let you out not because you're rehabilitated, not because the offense wasn't that bad, but because we can. And that's got to go. All right? And the third thing is record sealing. I go through all of the effort to get a conviction, and they want to seal the convictions. They want to say, we want to seal convictions after 5 years. If I'm a mother, and thank God my kids are older, if I'm a mother, I want to know if a nanny has an assault conviction. If I'm an employer, I want to know if this person has been convicted of larceny or petty larceny. Or if, say, I'm not in a public school, but I got a private.
As we mentioned,
John, thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro is talking right now in Washington, D.C., pointing out those who have been affected and killed by violent crimes in Washington, D.C. She's right now talking about teen crime. Listen.
Not solved. But what this makes clear to me is that there is a whole community that is suffering because of the violent crime in this district. And anyone who wants to tell me the crime is down and that we don't need an emergency focus on crimes of violence.
I played that one.
Time? That means he's had enough. Goodbye. Thank you. I want you to report on it.
But you said it's guns. You said it's guns on the street that's causing this problem. Are you concerned that the DOJ's funding cuts to gun violence prevention programs undermine the effort?
Are you concerned about them underfunding the program that will get guns off the streets? Is the question. Look at her. She's trying to run out of the press conference. Let's go back.
He's had enough. Goodbye. Thank you. I want you to report on it.
But you said
Okay, it says here, oh, stop it. Judge Jeanine asked about DOJ cuts to gun violence prevention. Out of time. We're out of time.
That means he's had enough. Goodbye. Thank you. I want you to report
But you said it's guns. You said it's guns on the street that's causing this problem. Are you concerned that the DOJ's funding cuts to gun violence prevention programs undermine the effort?
We are putting all kinds of resources onto the street.
But what about the gun aspect of the gun violence?
Thanks. As you can see in 2020.
Bye. Bye. Okay. I want to play one more clip for you with Janine Piero. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Sincere. This bitch. She just want to lock black children up. Just childish. I want you to. I definitely want you to show. I showed this video. I showed this video. I believe it was Monday. Let me. I think she did a interview with what's that uh Frankenstein Laura Ingram, where she actually says that a crime. Let me see. Let me see. Um, I need to play this again because after Big Balls got hit in the mouth, all of a sudden, um, crime is going up. After she just said that crime in DC was going down. So which one is it? Which one is it? Mm-mm-mm. Let me see if I can find it. I cannot find it. Oh, God. I can't find it. Uh, um, mm. I'll try to look for it at another time. I want to show a little bit more of her incompetence. However, oh, okay. Let me share this with you because I think this is important that we understand that this is all a ruse, and I can see something untoward happening. Um, Happening in the White House. Okay. Um, I mean, in the United States, because all of these people have been taken off their FBI assignments and, doing real important things. And also, Janine Piero is also featured. I'm going to drop this link in the chat.
Days. Nearly 500 federal agents, including from the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, have already been deployed, which former Homeland Security official Tom Warwick says is risky.
Taking FBI agents off of organized crime cases, terrorism, and other kinds of cases to do street patrols, that's not the best use of a highly trained FBI agent.
You think this could be a distraction?
It really looks as though a lot of this is performance.
Even his defenders on Fox News are doing terribly.
In my view, Representative, you gave the ballgame analogy. In my view, what has happened here is you've done something in certain states, and you don't like it when it's done in Republican states. And now you're saying you've done the same thing as us. You've done the same thing as us, and we are going to, by the way, if you do it, we're going to ratchet it up even more, in the words of Gavin Newsom.
My party has never gerrymandered in the middle of the decade at the request of the President of the United States.
Okay. It is important. Both sides, both sides-ism of it all. He's trying to say that Democrats gerrymander as well. This is a Texas congressman, and he goes on the show. I like him. I like this guy. Now he says no. I don't like it on either side, but we do not do it outside of the 10 years when when they're supposed to do it under the census. And notice that he's also going to mention different states. I think he said Illinois, Massachusetts, or was it Virginia that did it? But without noting that there was I'll let him play it. I think it's on here too.
Or would we? The only way this is going to happen in blue states is if Texas executes this power grab. You mentioned Massachusetts. Right. Do you know the party of the governor that signed that map into law? He was a Republican. It was a Republican governor that signed that map into law. So I just want to be clear with our facts, and I don't want to muddy the waters. All of us, whether we're Democrats, independents, or Republicans, we should stand up to politicians who don't want to face accountability at the ballot box. That's exactly what's happening here. And I asked you, if Republican policies are popular, why do they need to redraw these maps? Why can't they just run on their policies?
I'm getting wrapped on time.
Okay, gotta go. He's like that piano player in the juke joint on The Color Purple. Okay, gotta go. You didn't know that you were talking about a map that was approved by a Republican when you're trying to say both sides do it. But both sides don't do it at the request of 45-47 saying I need 5 more seats, Greg Abbott, and do it in a off year as opposed to when it's regularly done after the census after the census. No, we don't do it like that. But now you have to go. Now, also, we are not going to omit the fact that the Democratic Congress put a bill on the floor that would stop the gerrymandering of the district entirely. All of the Democrats voted yes for the bill, and all of the Republicans voted no on the bill. So are they the both sides ism of it is it to try to keep up with the shit that you guys are doing? And what do they do when they gerrymander the districts? Okay, so the Voting Rights Act has been pared down, the section 5 of it, where we are allowed to have certain specialty districts, such as a district of people who may or who have things in common. They may be Black, they may be Hispanic, they may be Democrat leaning. So they have already stripped that. No, was that in section 5? But I know that the Supreme Court is now reviewing Section 2. Now, they've already reviewed Section 2 because of Louisiana. Because Louisiana went in and gerrymandered all of the Black district clean, which means they put a few Black people in this right district, a few Black people in this right district, a few here, a few there in all these districts. And then there was no Black district because there were so few voices that were put into a white district. Why is that important? Because a white district is not going to speak or work for you and your needs. That's why it's important. The Supreme Court is now. The Supreme Court said that they must redo their map in Louisiana, and then a white group came forward and said that was racist. That was racist. Now, okay, so now they are revisiting their prior decision. And they're revisiting this on October 15th to make sure that whatever needs to be put in place for more gerrymandering before the midterm 2026 election will be in place. Now, don't fool yourself that this Supreme Court is ruling in anything other than the favor of Republican rule in these United States of America. So basically they are gutting the civil Section 2 of the Civil Rights Act, and You don't think that they still building detention centers. You don't think that they are announcing that they are going to start holding people in closed military facilities, detaining people, and they're not saying what people. Don't forget, they are getting these people who cross the border illegally. They are getting them out of this country. Well, why the fuck are the announcements about all of these military bases to hold detainees? And you see what they're saying out loud about what they're going to do to your children. So, uh, let me see. Let me see. I honestly feel like black people should seriously look at an escape plan if it gets too crazy here. It's already too crazy here, Jay. It is all already too crazy here. But the white people, the wealthy, already have an escape plan. Let me find let me find this about the voting rights. If you haven't heard, if you hear something new here, if you hear something new here, and you're more than you're more than welcome to help me meet my goals. Let me find it. I'll find it. Give me a second. Da, 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 da. Hold on. 1 second. I apologize. I have so many links pinned here. Okay, here we go. So if you anybody have anything they want to share, you're more than welcome to come up. I have to drop my link first. I'm not a big panel person, but you are more than welcome to come up and converse on any of these topics that I'm sharing with you. Here's the link. Let me put it in the chat. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Oh. Hold on 1 second. Oh my God. I apologize. I apologize. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is what I wanted to share with you about how they are dismantling the Voting Act. I think that is very important. We understand this. Um, Here we go.
That is oftentimes not.
Okay, here we go. This is about Section 5 and Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. They have gutted Section 5. Let's understand in what Section 2 they are looking at voting on. We're taking up the arguments on October 15th of this year.
A redistricting case. This is an enormous deal scheduled for oral argument on October 15th. This is like the first 2 weeks that they are back. The rehearing in the Louisiana redistricting case. This is an enormous deal. It looks like the U.S. Supreme Court may be trying to not only undermine the Voting Rights Act, potentially going so far as to overturn Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, but they are trying to do it on an expedited schedule, presumably because they know the 2026 midterms stand in front of all of us.
Okay, so can you give a brief update here in terms of why this case in particular is so important? We've spoken about this in other videos, but look, we have spoken about Supreme Court cases. We've spoken about appeals court cases, district court cases. This one is hands down the most important case that we've focused on over the last few years.
That's absolutely right, which again is why I need people to watch this video all the way to the end and get all of this information, and also why it's important that you share this information with your friends. This Supreme Court case has the potential to undo Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. We all know about Shelby County. We all know that the Supreme Court in 2013 undid and gutted Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act. That provision said that if you were in a jurisdiction in a state with a history of discriminating against minority voters, before you could change your voting rules, you had to get pre-clearance from the Department of Justice or a court in Washington, D.C. The thing that is oftentimes not as focused on is the remaining key provision of the Voting Rights Act, Section 2. What does that do? That applies nationwide. And it says that if you engage in voting discrimination against minority voters, those laws, those actions can be undone. And it has become the central tool that is used to prevent Republican gerrymandering, to screw over and discriminate against minority voters. If this goes away, then states like Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, Texas, they will be able to enact new maps that just run roughshod over minority voters in ways that are unimaginable to us today. So everybody needs to be paying attention to this case. Everybody needs to be following it on Democracy Doc, the website I created, and everybody needs to be watching these videos and really educating themselves and their friends.
So this case is going to be heard on October 15th. Does that offer any insight? Can you read anything from the tea leaves here in terms of what that means for the Supreme Court? Is that early? Is that late? Is that completely normal and doesn't give any insight at all into how the Supreme Court might look at this?
Look, it doesn't tell us what the outcome will be, and no one can go all like the courts don't matter and it's all rigged business on me. Okay, like
It's early. It's early. It's as soon as they get back, they make sure this is their first thing that they are going to hear. It's early. The Supreme Court is off all of August, and this is one of the first things that they are going to not hear. They're going to rehear this argument. You've already heard the argument. You already okay. Let's hear.
Got to fight till the bitter end. We got to expect the Supreme Court's going to do the right thing. We've got to have trust in the lawyers who are arguing this case. My law firm has been involved in representing one of the groups of Black voters who brought the original case in Louisiana. So no giving up on me here, right? Okay, so everyone's got to stick with us. But what it means is that the Supreme Court term, which doesn't begin until the beginning of October, this case has been put at the very beginning. Like this case could have been scheduled in October, could have been scheduled in November, December, or even January. The Supreme Court is having this be one of the very first cases that it hears this term.
Okay, so if they rule quickly on this case, then all the things can be set in motion. More maps can be drawn since they want you to think that it's regular for them to draw maps on non-census years. Okay, so if they hear this case and rule for the white plaintiffs who have brought the case after they had ruled that the map violated the Section 2 of the Voting Rights for Blacks, then it could be more than Louisiana who changes up their maps. It could get to a point where in many states the Black vote will not be counted. Why do you think that it's so important to dilute the Black vote to absolutely nothing? your vote won't matter. Do you know how many people fought and died to get the black vote? And how many people are asleep as they try to nullify the black vote? That's why I'm playing this. Some things matter, and if you don't understand that this is the things, the weaponry that they are putting up against you, and you're gonna think that somebody's gonna give a fuck about you or your vote, you're gonna be sadly mistaken. And let me the White House press briefing. So they wanted to make believe that that numbers matter, but do the numbers really matter?
Will tell you the leadership structure is as follows. We plan to work with the Metropolitan Police Department, but ultimately the chain of command is as such. The President of the United
I'm talking about the jobs numbers. So let's get on the jobs numbers, and let's go here, and let's find out who is going to be taking the place of the person who give you the jobs number. Why is that important? Because it helps. Companies figure out if they're going to lay off people, are they going to invest in new companies? It's very important. So now that the jobs numbers are bad, based upon 45-47 policies, because no people, because corporations are laying off because of these high tariffs. Now they pretend like it's the fault of the people who are reporting the jobs. So now they have somebody from Project 2025 who they have put in that position to report the job numbers. So do you think the job numbers really matter? No, they don't really matter, because what has this person who has been set in this position, what is the first thing that he wants to do? He wants to not even report on the job numbers. He don't want. That's why the person was fired, because they don't want you to know how abysmal are these policies and how these policies are ruining jobs and wealth in this country for the regular working man, as they give billionaires the biggest tax increase, tax break in history. But they don't want you to understand that you're fucked. So he comes up with this plan that, well, maybe we won't, maybe we'll just do the job numbers every quarter once we get the configuration out on how we're going to count this. What do you mean? How you gonna count? What do you mean the configurations of how you gonna count it? Wouldn't you count one job as one job? So why do you need to figure out some type of a plan that's not in place, that you need to put in place to present the job numbers? The jobs numbers are the job numbers. So do you think that you're going to be getting honest job number from this Project 2025 person who needs to figure out how to actually, how he wants to put the job numbers out, not every month, which is traditional, every quarter, maybe every quarter. Bitch, let's hear this bitch talk about it first.
the Attorney General of the United States, our DEA Administrator, Terry Cole, who is now serving ahead of the Chief of the Metropolitan Police Department. They will be working together. Nope, Terry Cole, as you heard from this briefing room yesterday,
Not yet.
is in charge of
It's the next question.
Metropolitan Police Department, and he's working with the chief to ensure that law enforcement
Next
officers
question.
are allowed to do their jobs in this city.
Here we go.
Caroline? Yeah, thanks, Caroline. I know you said earlier the hope is to maintain monthly job reports, but the president's new nominee for BLS Commissioner E.J. Antoni recently told Fox Business that the BLS should suspend issuing monthly job reports and only issue quarterly reports until the jobs data methodology is corrected. So does the president disagree with that assessment that his nominee is said there, or suspending these monthly job reports a real option?
I think he floated the idea of possibly suspending until they can get the data and the methodology in order. And this president wants to ensure that the BLS, again, is putting out accurate and honest data that the American people can trust. Since you brought up the new commissioner, he holds a master's and doctor's degree in economics from Northern Illinois University. He's the chief economist in the Heritage Foundation's Center for the Federal Budget. And in addition to his work at Heritage,
Heritage Foundation. If anybody watch me, already know that those are that is the place that Project 2025 was birthed in at the Heritage Foundation. Let's continue. And also the Reagan trickle down economics. That would means that if your boss makes more money, then you as a worker would make more money. And the only thing that has done is separate the wealth from the at a rapid rate has increased the wealth gap. So that's who the Heritage Foundation is, if you don't know.
He has multiple other roles. He's been widely renowned for his work on economic issues. He's been called before Congress to testify as an economic expert. So he's a qualified individual, and the president trusts him to lead this important department. Take a couple more questions. Sure, go ahead.
Given that the administration now has
Okay, so that's that on that. Thank you, viewers of you. I appreciate your support. Let me see what a viewers of you. Let me see what you said in this. A viewers of you. Another bimbo. Hey, Leonard. Glad to see you. Okay, another bimbo indeed. Another bimbo indeed. There is. So you may be having. They're trying to hide the job numbers from you. Let me see. Do the numbers matter or not? I don't think they actually matter to this administration. Let's talk about Ghislaine Maxwell, shall we? I briefly went over Ghislaine Maxwell having opportunities to leave prison on work relief. If you don't believe me, let's see the news report. I don't want you to just have to take my word for it. Maybe she will be grooming 13 and 14-year-old girls near you. And at this time, when crime is at a startling all-time high, have you guys heard this reported on the regular media? Sometimes I'll hear that ghastly CNN, and I'll see how they are covering these stories, but I didn't hear if they have reported this. So I'm going to share with you my screen about this. Okay, here we go. Hey, Ava. How are you? Long time no see, but it's always good to see you. So let's hear about Ghislaine Maxwell being able to be released on prison release. Why don't we? Okay. This is the Midas Touch. If you're not subscribed to their channel, you will get a lot of information there. So let's check this out.
For Donald Trump at all. Ghislaine Maxwell's cellmate in Tallahassee is breaking her silence.
Tallahassee is the real prison that she was transferred from. Let's be clear. Let's see what her cellmate is allegedly saying.
And this cellmate says that Ghislaine Maxwell was telling other prisoners that she had dirt on Donald Trump. Ghislaine Maxwell was trying to position for a pardon under former President Biden, but Biden's DOJ did not want to hear at all from a convicted sex trafficker. But apparently Ghislaine was telling other prisoners that she's got the goods on Donald Trump. She hoped that Biden would use that against Donald Trump. Biden and Merrick Garland were like, we just can't have any communications with this convicted sex trafficker. But the question is what do some of these other prisoners know, number one? And number two, will they now get subpoenaed in a future Democratic controlled Congress? Or perhaps if Democrats hold shadow hearings, or should Democrats outmaneuver Republicans again to try to get subpoenas of these individuals to find out what Ghislaine may have been telling other prisoners? Her cellmate is someone by the name of Catherine Kamali. She's talking about the conditions with Ghislaine Maxwell, and Maxwell's cellmate says, I was there with her. I was in B South at the Tallahassee facility. We were sleeping in these cubes next to each other. The bunk beds were right next to each other. And here's what I heard. I heard her tell another inmate that she heard dirt on Trump and that it was going to get her a pardon from Biden. We heard her boasting about that. But ultimately, I guess that Biden's camp just didn't want to go down that route with Ghislaine Maxwell. So Ghislaine, this just shows you what little credibility Ghislaine has. So Ghislaine's pivoted, and now with Donald Trump saying, I know all of this stuff about you, because she was with Donald Trump since the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. When she and Epstein split around 2004, she stopped talking to Donald Trump, but she knows this stuff. Why didn't Biden go after Ghislaine and get the information out? Because that was never what Biden and their DOJ was focused on. Perhaps maybe they should have they should have went in there and said, let's get all the dirt from Donald Trump, but it's illegal. It's unlawful. What Donald Trump is doing and how he's treating the DOJ and destroying it breaks every norm, rule, and manual. And, you know, people could say, we wish Biden would have fought fire with fire. He didn't. And Ghislaine was angling for the pardon to give all the dirt on Trump. Again, think about all the stuff she knows, but Biden wouldn't take it. Wow, not good news for Donald Trump at all. Ghislaine Maxwell's cell.
Okay, that link is in my description box. So, what are you talking about? That she she may be able to get out of jail and trollop around on some type of work release, Ronnie Q. Well, we have none other than Kyle Kalumsky from Secular Talk. You know, he is always down for a good ass read. Okay, let's hear what Kyle was saying.
That's real. So at Trump is letting Ghislaine Maxwell leave prison. He's actually doing that. I'm not joking. That's real. So, I mean, it's already all there, right? Like, Ghislaine has already somewhat cleared Trump's name, went out there and just lied for him, and now Trump is putting her in a minimum security prison and letting her leave. I mean, it's all the conspiracy theorists were already proven 100% correct. There's no way around it. So we'll talk about that. We also have Netanyahu admitting that his harshest critics from day one were also 100% correct. We have Trump picking this psychopath to be the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is basically an admission that he's going to rig the jobs numbers for the rest of his time in office. And look, now it's an open question.
No, I just talked about that. Okay, let's continue.
Can we ever believe the jobs numbers? I mean, that's a real question now. And then later on, we'll also get to Trump demanding total control of the entire Smithsonian Museum. He's trying to lie about history, whitewash history, literally make it comport with his version of history. This is like being reported that that's what they said to the Smithsonian Museum. And then later.
Okay, his version of history. Why should we be concerned? We have been seeing this come together, and we if you missed the clip where they have got rid of PBS and they want to replace it with PragerU, some right wing Christian pseudo university or who has a cartoon saying that slavery wasn't a big deal, and wouldn't it have been better to be a slave than to be killed? That's who they want to replace PBS with. So if you guys nothing's changed, everybody said it was going to be this, it was going to be that. As you see the military being deployed in our streets, that's on you. I'm just giving you the information. Do with it what you will. Think that you watched the news. I'm going to watch world news tonight. I know the news. I watch the news. Okay. Well, okay. Let's continue.
You're on. We have Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer absolutely going to war with each other. And man, those bitches are meant to support the show on Patreon. Sign up for Crystal Kyle and Friends on Sub. We didn't do it this week. He was on vacation, but we'll be back next week. So
here we go.
Definitely sign up for that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into it. So this is huge, man. This is huge. And this needs to be talked about a hell of a lot more than it is. But Ghislaine Maxwell is now cleared to leave prison on work release. So here's what they say. Convicted child sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell has reportedly been cleared to leave prison on work release. Podcast host Allison Gill obtained information about Maxwell's security score, sex offender waiver, and other details after the former partner of Jeffrey Epstein was moved to a minimum security prison in Texas. According to journalist Adam Klasfeld,
sex offender waiver, which means she does not have to register as a sex offender, if you didn't know. Let's continue.
Senator Sheldon Whitehouse raised questions about Maxwell's new prison accommodations in a letter to the director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. The senator demanded to know if Maxwell received special treatment after meeting with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, President Donald Trump's former personal attorney. Documents viewed by Gill indicate that Maxwell was given a 7-point base security score. That's the highest possible because she was a sex offender and considered a danger to the community. So they say, quote, despite her score of 27, resulting in a minimum security level, BOP policy does not allow people with a sex offender PSF, public safety factor, to serve their sentences in minimum security facilities. Someone has to waive the PSF to make that move. Okay.
Well, we know obviously that has been waived. Let's continue. She is not supposed to be allowed to serve her time in a Camp Cupcake, but nobody is making a big deal of that since she said that Donald Trump had not done anything concerning to her in her presence. Concerning, this is a person who the victims have said participated in threesomes with them and Epstein. So exactly what would be concerning to her if she is participating in these acts with these underage, sometimes 14-year-old minors. So if it's not concerning to her, should we then be concerned? Let's continue.
Do you understand what's being said there? They're saying somebody who's convicted of what Ghislaine Maxwell is convicted of, in no way, shape, or form can they ever be sent to a minimum security prison because they're too much of a danger to the community. She was a child sex trafficker, for crying out loud. So that means that the Trump regime literally waived her and said, we're going to allow this child sex trafficker to go to a minimum security prison. They changed her, basically like her danger level, to allow her to go to a minimum security prison where, and I'm not kidding about this, they do arts and crafts, they do yoga, they play bocce ball, they go on long walks, they watch movies together.
They have ice cream socials. Is Janine Pirro upset about that? But she wants to put your children in prisons.
It's more like a fucking summer camp than it is like an actual prison. And so now she gets all those perks, but it actually gets worse. It actually gets worse. Ready for this? So they say the documents also show that Maxwell's custody level was set to out, allowing her to leave the prison to work. Gill explained that sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, Maxwell's associate, enjoyed the same ability to work outside prison after a sweetheart deal penned by attorney Alan Dershowitz and approved by Alex Acosta, who served under former President George W. Bush and Trump, still serving under Trump. I don't know how many of you guys have seen the documentaries on Jeffrey Epstein. There's one on Netflix. And in that one, he literally gets to leave whenever he wants. He gets to leave prison when he was in prison. He got to leave prison whenever he wants. He would literally, he's not allowed to leave the country, but he would oftentimes get on his jet and leave the country and come back. He would only have to spend like maybe a couple nights at the prison per week. It was a joke. It was a joke. It was like a camp for a guy like Jeffrey Epstein. So that's what it was for Epstein. Now you have Ghislaine Maxwell getting the exact same treatment. Again, why? Why was she granted this sweetheart deal? Why was she granted this treatment? Well, the answer is simple. Trump wants Ghislaine to clear his name, and in return, she gets treats. She gets favors. And now the question is, will he take that final step? Look, to me, it's already case closed. That like we know.
What further final step is there? Shit. If she gets this for 20 years, I mean, what the final step to give her a pardon? They have gone so close to giving this woman a pardon. For what reason? Now, is the media talking about this while they are talking, interviewing on CNN restaurateurs saying they had to go out of business because of the high cost and the high cost of rent and being broken into the crime? They are attaching this story to federal troops being put on the streets while they're ignoring the details on this story. All of this is a distraction. At whose expense? At the most easiest targets. They don't have the Hispanics to target anymore. So the bullseye is on our backs. There is going to be a time when you want to protest what's going on with you. If you protested with your vote, other people nullified your vote. Some people saying that the actual election, I ain't gonna even go there. Okay, so your vote has been nullified. So therefore, does that mean that all of your constitutional rights are going to be nullified? I have been detailing what these people have been doing. His personal brown boot thugs have been doing to others who they put their target on. So now the targets are on our backs. Let's be real clear. As all of the big media ignores this story. What is this story? This story is about grown adults engaging in SAing underage children. They like to call them young women. No, these were children. That's what this story is, and that's what's being ignored. And this is what happened when Todd Blanche, the Secretary Attorney General, who was previously 47 personal lawyer, went to visit her in jail. Something that is beneath his job description, beneath his title. And we are supposed to believe that she got booted out of that prison less than 2 days later. And now we understand that she can come and go as she please under some guise of a work release. Where the bitch work at? This bitch been in jail for about 3 years now. What the fuck she work? So she's free to come and go on work release. Is this not a story? Is this a story that your for-profit media is ignoring? Yes, it is. Let's continue.
No, there's a sweetheart deal going on. That's a fact. But the question is Trump going to go all the way? Is Trump eventually going to say, oh, we're pardoning her? We're pardoning her. We're going to let her out. And if he were to do that, my guess is he'd do that, towards the end of his time in office, because, it looks, the earlier you do it, the sketchier it looks. Right, he could do it and get out of Dodge, sort of like what Biden did pardoning Hunter and family members, right, on his way out. So will Trump go all the way? But look, I'll go out on a limb here and say he doesn't even necessarily have to. She already said some stuff that clears his name, lied for him, and now just the fact that she's at this minimum security prison and she can leave for work. I mean, this is total. She's basically not in prison anymore. She's not in prison. This is like this prison that she's at is like a fucking country club, right? And so she can leave most of the time, come back when she wants, do some hot yoga, go for a walk, watch some movies with her girlfriends. Like, this is what it is. So absolutely, absolutely insane. And it's all because our pedophile sex trafficking president is trying to hide stuff that we already know if you're bothering to pay attention, if you're bothering to follow the news and what comes out. And what blows my mind is that the mainstream media hasn't really taken advantage of the things we already know. Like, for example, Epstein being Trump's best friend for a decade, which he admitted on audio tape. Like, for example, the first time that Trump and Melania had sex, it was on the Lolita Express, which is Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile plane. Like, for example, that Jeffrey Epstein knew the inner workings of the first Trump White House. How the hell do you know that? Because he had moles in there, right? He had people in there who were giving him information. And of course, he was Mossad. I don't even know, people who even follow this story, I don't even know if they know that Trump and Epstein shared a girlfriend together.
Mossad is a Israeli spy. That's why he was Mossad. Okay, so go over there to the Kyle Klumsky show. This is under Janine Maxwell. A lot of information that the the Bushes, that the mainstream media is ignoring. So it's a lot. So they are ignoring that, but they are trying to make it seem like them targeting black youth is a real thing. Now, oh God, there is also rumored that this Big Balls character who was allegedly assaulted till he got a concussion because a pack of wild youth were out there at 3 a.m. When he got his 19-year-old drunk ass out of a bar, but nobody's saying anything about that. There are rumors that he was allegedly saving either his significant other by pushing her in his car, but Elon Musk said that he saw them accost a woman at her own car, and he ran over to save this woman. So now, do you believe that they are actually putting out questions if he is going to get the medal, the Medal of Honor? Big Balls. There now Benny Johnson is the one who is asking this question, of course. And if you don't know who Benny Johnson is a podcaster, a right-leaning podcaster who was feverishly crying out for the Epstein files to be disseminated until 4547 allegedly gave him a personal phone call. And now he says that he is done with the Epstein stuff and he is just going to trust his government. So guess who was in the White House press briefing this morning? None other than Benny Johnson. You know how when Caroline Levitt gives the first question to a guest reporter, it was none other than Benny Johnson. Who else is Benny Johnson? Benny Johnson is also one of these influencers who had been paid over between $100,000 and $300,000 a month to repeat Russian talking points. This is who Benny Johnson is. This is who Benny Johnson is. He had you get the first question, and what was his first question? It was if what is his name? Corzantine or something Corzantine. No, he asked, was Big Balls going to get a Medal of Honor? Okay. All right, let me and let's see how the pundits are taking 4547 side to act like any of this shit that is going on in Washington is legit and on the up and up, and why it's needed. Let's go over to Pondering Politics. The link is in my description box. Now, I forget her name. She is a conservative, but watch her ream these sycophants, these 4547 sycophants, about the bullshit that they are putting out about the crime in these black cities.
Friends, we're going to start with this clip. We'll unpack it together. Things explaining the complexities of the job. And it really is something that I just cannot tolerate when Trump supporters are trying to sit here and act as though Donald Trump supports and backs the blue. No, he doesn't. You look at what Donald Trump did and what MAGA has done to the police officers who defended our Capitol on January 6th. You want to talk about spitting in the face? Donald Trump spit in the face of every single one of those officers who took that oath to protect and serve on January 6th when he pardoned those insurrectionist bastards and who wanted to take down our Capitol and stop the free and fair peaceful transfer of power. So how dare he say this now? It is the reincarnation of George Wallace, of Huey Long, of the disgusting policies of the past that have this strongman desire to use law and order and the fear and demagoguing for people that Donald Trump is channeling right now. And so how dare people sit here and say that he backs the blue? He abdicated that because you know what? He did not protect or defend the Constitution, and he violated his oath of office. You know who said that? You did after January 6th. And that's exactly what he...
Okay, so that is Scott Jennings. Never let anyone get a sentence out. Never let somebody have a complete thought. And sitting to the left of her, that is Rick. Is it Rick Perry? Rick. What is not Rick Perry? Oh, I see his face. I see his ugly face. The one who was running for president and Donald Trump said he had an ugly wife. That is his podcast partner. Oh, God. He's the senator of Texas, Texas senator who went on vacation during the polar. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Ted Cruz. That's his podcast partner who comes on CNN every day. Are getting large checks from CNN to push bullshit narratives, but you notice there is no interrupting here because there's nothing they can say. Let's continue.
He continues to do right now with the way he is throwing around our military, our police, talking about moving us to other states. This is something people should be very concerned about.
So that was Tara Setmeyer, and she's actually a former Republican. This lady is a conservative. But
Tara Setmeyer. Let's hear some more of this. Let me see.
Back in his face, and what she's referring to is an op-ed that Scott Jennings, right here, this guy, he wrote this op-ed on CNN after the January 6th insurrection, and then in the immediate aftermath, condemned it on CNN on camera. Okay, but I just want to remind you of what this Republican ass kisser Scott Jennings had to say about January 6th at the time. Trump caused this insurrection, and every Republican must condemn it. So he's even acknowledging at the time that Trump fomented an insurrection. This is literally an insurrection. The fact that the U.S. military hasn't secured the seat of our government already is a failure of leadership by the commander-in-chief. Donald Trump caused this insurrection with his lies and conspiracy theories about the election process being rigged against him. It was not stolen, but this madness was fomented by Trump and his top advisors over the past several months. His attorney, Rudy Giuliani, at a rally on Wednesday, called for, quote, trial by combat to a roaring crowd. Let me be clear. These rioters are not Republicans. These rioters are not conservatives. These are not patriots bursting into the U.S. Capitol, accosting police officers and destroying public property. These are domestic terrorists, and they ought to be treated like any other terrorist uprising with the full force and fury of the U.S. government. Trump's video calling out these terrorists, which he released on Twitter, was a complete failure of leadership, a half-hearted and wholly inadequate attempt to stop these individuals. Republican Senators Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley and their group of objectors should withdraw their objections to the election results immediately. And again, Ted Cruz is the other conservative in this clip. These clips I'm going to show you, Ben Ferguson. They do a podcast together, okay? So you love the irony. We are beyond lectures about Rutherford Hayes and Samuel Tilden and their great White House compromise. We are now going to decide whether this country is capable of self-government or whether we are going to perpetually devolve into two tribes unwilling to accept the results of an election, the pillar of democratic self-governance. Republicans supported Trump in the election. It is over. We lost. Now all Republicans have a duty to support the Republic and the Constitution by condemning this terrorism, rallying behind the peaceful transfer of power and our constitutional institutions, and demanding all of the actions within the power of the President of the United States to restore order to our Capitol. To anyone attacking the Capitol, you are no different from any violent Antifa rioter you claim to despise. Today, you are them. I'm ashamed and embarrassed for our country and for any Republican who fails to condemn the shameful behavior. So again, here in this written op-ed and elsewhere, Scott Jennings publicly condemned Trump and said that he violated his oath of office and staged an insurrection. Now he is the most prominent Trump ass kisser on mainstream media outside of Fox News. And I think he's as bad, if not worse, than any MAGA Republican Fox News host. And he's on CNN. So again, good on Tara Setmeyer for throwing Jennings' words back in his face, humiliating him on live TV. Then there's this prick, Ben Ferguson. You might see him on Piers Morgan from time to time. He's humiliated when he goes up against any liberal or progressive on Piers Morgan. He's Ted Cruz's sidekick, as you know, by comparison, and that will shine through in the clips I'm about to show you.
If he wanted to deal with violent crime, really, where it's really bad in this country, there are a lot of places that he could start.
But it can start in the nation's capital where it is really bad. And if you look at the numbers, I understand you're excited about a 30-year low. He's saying we're not done yet. You start and you keep going. And there are people there that are dying. There's people, go back to 2023. For every 100,000 people, 1,200 violent crimes and 4,300
I know it's incredibly convenient to go back to 2023 when there
those
was
are when we
a
have
violent...
numbers. So I'm trying to be accurate.
No, we have 2024 numbers. When 2023, you're right, there was a spike in violent crime in DC and in other parts of the country. But I think the point is that violent crime is on the decline. It's not just a DC thing. It's across the country.
I agree. And a lot of it's leadership of Trump.
No, it was happening before Trump.
A lot of it is because of the leadership of Trump. And she's going to check him. Now, you want to go back to 2023 to say the crime was bad, but you have 2024 numbers at that saying in comparison that than 2023 that the crime rates. I think I hear somebody say dipped almost 50%, if I'm not mistaken. Let's continue.
It has nothing to do with.
I strongly disagree.
Wait, hold on a second.
At least
what evidence do you have that it's the
number
leadership
one?
of Donald
When you have
Trump?
the President of the United States of America that's enabling law enforcement to do their job. When you have ICE agents that are going out
then
there.
why did
when
the
you're getting
trend
violent,
start before Trump
at
was
least finish. What I'm saying.
Yeah, but
when you
why,
have a president
hold
that
on,
says,
Ben, why would the trend start before Trump was president if those are the reasons that crime
I
is
go
going down?
back to what I was saying a second ago. You look at the president; he's empowered law enforcement to do their job. We are seeing numbers come down.
So by that logic,
you
President
have a president
Biden,
who has decided.
So
President
by that,
Biden was not
so,
tough on crime.
I don't think
anyone would say that he was.
By that same logic, okay, why would violent crime start plummeting in 2024?
It wasn't plummeting.
It went down
50%. It went down significantly.
It went down 50%. It went down significantly. But it's not because it was under. You see the bullshit that these people are spewing out to make this appear that is okay. Now, Scott Jennings is sitting over there with his mouth on shut because he hate to be for people to remind the public that this is the shit that he said after the insurrection. Scott Jennings is running for, I think, governor of South Carolina. So he is looking for votes. So he's buttoned up. Let's continue.
Where I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, they would not say it plummeted.
I guess what I'm saying is
that's just not true.
50%.
So do you see what's happening? You can see the panic in his eyes.
50%. 50%. Is that not a plummet? Okay, so let's see. Let's go here.
Let's use actual numbers as examples. There are 18 other places, other cities that have more violent crime than Washington, D.C.
Okay. Here we are, and this is the cherry on the top of all of this bullshit of them putting the targeted on the backs of black cities that are run with black mayors and black governors. How come if 18 cities with higher crime than Washington, D.C.? So this is on CNN. But I want to know what other news agencies are regularly reporting this instead of interviewing people who are in a business like the restaurant business that 90% of them go under within their first 2 years anyway, and blaming it on the crime in D.C. What other agency is reporting right here? Let's hear.
One being St. Louis, Missouri. 4 times the homicide rate of Washington, D.C. I don't see Donald Trump sending National Guard troops and taking over the police department there. Or in Memphis, or Memphis, Tennessee, another red state.
2 red states. Let's continue.
Right. Okay. Then Memphis was one of the murder capitals of the world. Yeah. And how come you're not calling for Donald Trump to send national?
And how come Donald Trump didn't even mention these states? He didn't even mention these states. Let's continue.
Because I also understand the laws, and I understand that it's different in Washington, D.C., as it was
what about New
explained
York?
by Joey.
Wait. He said he wants to also move this little experiment here of taking over cities and police departments to New York, Chicago,
It's amazing
Baltimore.
how much you guys get mad about fighting crime.
So no, don't change the subject. Nobody's getting mad about fighting crime. Let me finish. Nobody's getting mad about fighting crime.
So good on Tara Sapmeyer for shutting this shit down.
Oh, she didn't. She wasn't the one who said Aurora, Colorado. I was hoping it was her who brought up Aurora, Colorado. Here is and you notice they are also ignoring a crime in a red state, even when a police officer was murdered. I did not hear. It could be just me, but I'm saying I have not heard 4547 say anything about this black police officer who was murdered outside of the CDC by some supremacists, in my opinion, who was upset about COVID restrictions. Did you hear that? That's why this numbnuts broke into now. And this is another thing. With these gun laws and stuff, now the police have been called out to his home on many occasions to break up family disputes, threats of unaliving himself, and all types of things. And he was still able to break into his father's gun cabinet and I think he had 4 or 5 weapons on him and shot up the CDC. What has the right been saying about that? Let me here we go. What we know about the man who fired shots at CDC. Fired shots at CDC. He fired shots at a cop too. At cops. They just okay.
Investigators sharing more about the Kennesaw man who they say fired nearly 200 rounds towards the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, killing DeKalb County police officer David Rose.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation sharing some of what it's uncovered from interviews and evidence at the home of Patrick Joseph White. 11 Live's Grace King joining us live from the CDC. Grace, you heard directly from both the GBI and the FBI this morning. What are they saying here about a possible motive?
Well, the GBI says it found writings inside the suspect's home that detail his discontent for the COVID-19 vaccine, but didn't have any kind of threat. They're working to figure out what changed on Friday that led to an attack here at the CDC.
On Tuesday, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation releasing this photo of Patrick Joseph White, a 30-year-old from Kennesaw who they say fired hundreds of shots at the Centers for Disease Control, killing DeKalb County officer David Rose.
His sacrifice will never be forgotten, and his commitment to protecting others is a profound testament to the very best of the law enforcement profession.
White then died by suicide, special agents say. They found 5 different firearms in his possession.
It was a mixture, I believe, of, rifles, a shotgun, and maybe a handgun. I'm not completely sure on that. The majority, I believe, of the shell casings recovered were from a long gun rifle.
GBI Director Chris Hosey says all of those weapons were registered to White's father.
All indications in our investigation was that they were secured and that he forced his way into the safe that contained the weapons.
Records and 911 calls obtained by 11 Alive show at least 10 911 calls to the White home in the last 2 years, including suicide threats and domestic disturbances. But nothing uncovered so far suggests he'd harm others.
I would describe it as more of a public awareness. There was no direct threat.
Grace, I want to ask you, this brings to mind those so-called red flag laws. We know that 21 states and D.C. have them, and they kind of give a legal framework for removing guns from people who might be a danger to themselves or to others. Georgia, not one of them. So do we know if that could have possibly helped here in this situation?
Well, we spoke with multiple policy experts who say it just depends on how those laws are written and who had those concerns. Some versions only allow for the removal of firearms of that person in danger, while others allow for the removal of all firearms in the house. In this case, the GBI says the suspect accessed his dad's locker with his dad's guns, and that's how he was able to get those firearms. In DeKalb County, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
All right. First, let me begin by saying this. Republicans, you sound absolutely absurd. Stop calling children aliens.
Okay, hold on.
Investigators sharing more about the Kennesaw man.
Okay, so let me close this. Let me close this. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew about that. Now, I didn't watch the entirety of 4547's announcement, his press conference about deploying the National Guard and the military, FBI, Homeland Security, and all of these other agencies on our city streets. However, it came to my attention that none other than cockeyed Patel, the FBI director, had a few words at this press conference as well. Now, I understand that this press conference was to tell you that crime in D.C. was out of control. And on the same day, the head of the FBI showed what credentials and what type of critical thinking he had by disputing. He actually admitted that the crime was down in D.C. So, excuse me. FBI director goes rogue and Trump is furious. If you are not familiar with the David Pakman show, the link is in my description box.
It's coming down, and it's coming down very quickly. Take a look. Bulldozing and
here we go.
That Trump is bad everywhere, thanks to Democrats who write first lip sort of expression on that he does when he doesn't like what's being said. The entire press conference was meant to tell us crime is so bad everywhere, thanks to Democrats who run cities and states, but especially in Washington, D.C. Crime is so bad that Trump is declaring an emergency, deploying federal troops, nationalizing D.C. law enforcement, bulldozing encampments of homeless people because crime is so bad. And Kash Patel gets up there and he actually goes, oh, the murder rate is coming down and it's coming down very quickly. Take a listen to this and you can see Kash is off message. Kash is making a great argument against his own boss.
Our children, and the murder rates are plummeting. We are now able to report that the murder rate is on track to be the lowest in U.S. history, in modern recorded U.S. history, thanks to this team behind me and President Trump's priorities.
Now, here's the problem.
Here's the problem. This is the day that 4547 is saying that Washington D crime is out of control, and under this president's leadership, what leadership has he put towards crime? All of his leadership has been covering his ass from Jeffrey Epstein bullshit, making these stupid ass tariffs, up and down tariffs that has increased prices for everything damn near that we buy in the United States as individuals, while carving out savings for corporations that use big corporations that use certain items to manufacture the things that they are going to sell to us overpriced, and giving these rich people the largest tax cut that they have ever seen. So when what has he been doing? What was his guidance about crime in these first 6 months of his his presidency. All they are going to be at an all-time low, thanks to what this man has done in his presidency. Oh, really? How? What has he done about crime? Let's hear that little tidbit again.
Trump's priorities.
Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Thanks to this team behind me and President Trump's priorities.
Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. And I get that he's saying it's thanks to Trump that this is going on. Kash Patel is correct. The MAGA narrative depends on painting every American city run by Democrats as this lawless dystopian wasteland overrun by gangs and dangerous immigrants and George Soros-funded prosecutors who won't do anything about crime. But the data paints a very different picture. And the data is a betrayal of the entire point of this press conference. And Trump does not like being contradicted. You see it on his face. It's one of the, this would be like if, Kim Jong-un's general walked in and said at a rally about how great the economy is, that the economy isn't doing so hot or something like that. Kash is going off script and he is completely making irrelevant the entire pretext, context, and environment in which Donald Trump says he needs to do all of these things. Now, the question, of course, is when does Kash Patel get the call to clarify his comments? And my assumption would be that that would be something like, although thanks to Donald Trump, the murder rate is down nationally, there are blue cities that are being run by lawless, crime-loving Democrats. And there's a real problem with crime, except we all know that it's the same statistics. In Trump world, you can either be loyal or you can tell the truth. But seemingly you can't do both. And Trump did not like what Kash Patel was saying, but it's the truth. Crime is down, and the entire thing is a farce.
This is another nail in the coffin for the intelligence community who sold out their expertise.
Hold on. Let me remove that. Okay. So there's that. Now, I wanted to 4547 is also suing UCLA is suing 4547. Okay. For research money. Now, is this? Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Okay. I can't find what I'm looking for. I apologize. Now, this is what I do want you to see. While we think we are conversing with actual individuals with actual thoughts, Elon Musk has bots are being discovered now. While 4547 was talking about the increase in crime, somebody asked Grok if the crime in Washington, D.C. Was actually that bad. And you will be amazed at what Elon Musk bot has said about crime in D.C. I want to share that with you. And Grok also was timed out for giving this answer, and this answer was deleted from Grok's page. Let's... Now, also understand that JD Vance is trying to smooth back up to Elon Musk. We know that JD Vance is spineless. We also know that JD Vance is Peter Thiel, bought and paid for political tool. So let's get to this Elon Musk story. This JD Vance story is also in here on this. Let's see what
and it's the reason why he doesn't want to release them. And by the way, we haven't seen those freaking files yet. So I think there's some there. Incredible stuff. Now, Elon Musk's app, as I said, was suspended because of what it tweeted. Now, it was asked about who the most notorious criminal in DC is. And here's what it said. An ex-user asked Grok whether violent crime in DC was in decline, which another user chiming in to inquire who exactly the most notorious criminal in DC would be. Grok's response to both questions was yes. Violent crime in DC has declined 26% year to date in 2025, hitting a 30-year low per MPD and DOJ data. Quote, as for the most notorious criminal here, X's chatbot continued, based on convictions and notoriety, it's President Donald Trump, convicted on 34 felonies in New York, with the verdict upheld in January 2025. It's every so often that this thing tells the truth. It also, you might not remember this, but Elon Musk's AI bot was also asked about whether or not Stephen Miller's wife left him for Elon Musk, and it kind of said she did. So who's to say? Now, its app was also suspended. Now, it's not known exactly why Grok got itself banned. The company that owns and develops the AI bot did not respond immediately to a reporter, but when one user asked why it had been temporarily taken down, the account replied, yes, I was briefly suspended due to inappropriate posts, but XAI has removed them and implemented safeguards against hate speech. I'm back and focused on truth seeking.
Okay, so it was suspended. They removed the comments, and he was suspended for hate speech. Where's the lie? Where was the lie, though? I don't know if you guys were familiar with that. Go over and check out Keith Edwards. He does great programming as well. So let's get to it. Okay, now a viewer's view. Did I drop my link? I may have dropped my link. Maybe nobody wanted to come up. If anyone does want to come up, you are more than welcome. I want to get to the crust of a lot of all of this, culminating into something that I definitely want to talk about. Not only did Hispanics vote for 45, 47, a lot of Black people did as well. Now, I've showed you a lot of Nick Fuentes flipping out on this channel because he's dejected, and he's calling 45, 47 all types of name. He has turned his back on the Republicans party. Well, not on the Republican Party. I say on the MAGA party. So let me share this with you. I think this is it. Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes and what's her name? Candace Owens are in a big scuffle. Hold on one second. Hold on. Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens, I had to cough, but are in a big scuffle. And Nick Fuentes is telling her that basically you were used and you are a tool for the Republican Party. Let me get this link. I don't want the full interview. You can go over there and check out the full interview. It is something to see. I think this is the one. I think it's the one. Candace tried to befriend a bigot. He read her for Phil. Let me see. Let me see. No. Hold on one second. Here we go. I really want you to hear what these people actually think about us as Black people. And Candace Owens is sitting up here trying to appease this person who actually think this about her. So let me find this. Here we go. Oh, is this it? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on, hold on. I can find everything but what I'm looking for. I thought I had put it in my. I'm gonna have to share this with you guys. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I may have to cover my screen because I don't know if this is her actual page, but I'm gonna put up a banner, and let me put. You guys remember the Christian Sweeney ad? This is Nancy Mace. Now she's running for governor, South Carolina. Remember the ad was "I have great genes," and they showed what's her name, Christian. The sweetie woman Xing out Jeans spelled Genes and spelling it as Jeans. You know, the white supremacist that she is, Nancy Mace, decide to take a shot with her gun, her barrel belly, her flat ass in her jeans. And we understand that the controversy was about genetic genes. So she tried to, make a funny about her genes. But who got the last laugh about this funny about Nancy Mace in her genes being great? Was it Nancy Mace? She's running for the South Carolina governor of the Nancy Mace, who graduated from Citadel and got mad at Jasmine Crockett about a debate they were having and told Jasmine Crockett, meet me outside. And they refused to strike her comments from the floor, saying that, oh, she could have been meaning saying, meet me outside for a coffee or something. Is this the Nancy Mace who genes are so great? Who got the last laugh? Nancy Mace. Did Nancy Mace tried to have Jasmine Crockett level up? Was she trying to have Jasmine Crockett level up? This Nancy Mace, I think will that cover? I think that'll cover it. Okay. Let me share with you this video about this MAGA coalition and Nick Fuentes. Since they're doing this new history thing, I want you to understand what this new history entails.
And I'm too pregnant for
Okay, this says Nick Fuentes tells Candace Owens that Black Americans' problems are intrinsic and originates from their roots in Africa.
I think it's more nature than people would like to believe. You know, there's this classic tension of, is it nature, is it nurture, is it cultural, or is it intrinsic, is it racial? And I've always been on the latter side of this among conservatives.
Conservatives like to say it's all culture. Black America is the way it is because of hip hop music and the Great Society and that kind of stuff. And I think the uncomfortable reality is a big part of it is intrinsic. You know, one of the big arguments against the abolition of slavery in the 1860s is that, you know, when Europeans colonized Africa, they hadn't discovered the wheel. There's no two-story buildings. There's no writing. There's no written language. Missionaries had to go to Africa in the last century. And
when there was no will, there was no writing, there were no language when the white people colonized Africa. They are not ashamed of it. You heard Pete Hegseth said that they are not going to rewrite their disturbing history. And obviously the fact that the Africans were far more advanced than the colonizers who came over here, because they could not even colonize the United States with crops to sustain their lives. But let's continue.
Invented for the African people because there's no recorded history. They didn't have writing, and invented for the African people because there's no written language. Missionaries had to go to Africa in the last century and invent it for the African people because there's no recorded history. They didn't have writing.
So Egypt is not in Africa.
Well, Egypt is a different race. The Egyptians were not black.
Okay, but you said when they went to Africa, so I just want to...
The interior of Africa in the late 19th century. Scrambled for
Africa. We're now knocking Egypt out of Africa.
Well, Egypt is part of northern Africa,
right,
sub-Saharan
Africa. You said Africa, so I'm not trying to get a gotcha. I'm just responding. You're saying Africa. Sure. Yeah. It's in Africa. It's Egypt. It's kind of ridiculous that there was no written language. Well, so I'm just trying to get you to
sure.
You know,
Egyptians are not Africans.
If I'm not pushing back, the internet will. So
the Egyptians are not African. But it is in Africa. It is in North Africa. But Egyptians are not Africans. Okay, let's continue. So he's trying to say the Egyptians were not black people. That's what he's saying. He's trying to say the Egyptians are not black people. So he's going to shift. He's talking about subterranean. What is it? Africans.
Egyptians are not racial Africans. When I say African, I'm saying sub-Saharan Africans.
Sub-Saharan Africans. Sub-Saharan Africans is what he's talking about.
People because it is a different race. In sub-Saharan Africa,
because it is a different race. He's talking about sub-Saharan Africans because they are a different race. They're not the Egyptian race. No, I'm not talking about the Egyptians who are definitely Africans, but they're not black Africans. Be clear, Candace. Follow.
And Europeans did not penetrate that until late 19th century. They didn't have any of this. To the extent that you have infrastructure in Africa, it's from the Muslims in the Sahel, in the Maghreb, in northern Africa, where the Arabs colonized. And then you had, Carthage and Egypt, you had ancient civilizations. But sub-Saharan Africa, they didn't have that. You take these people out of that land and put them here, and they're enslaved people. You let them free in a modern, liberal republic, they're not going to succeed. It's not going to go well for them. And that was one of the arguments against abolition. People said if you free them without any assimilation, without any kind of process for them to be acclimated, they're going to die. And that's exactly what happened. Many of the bottom 10% of the lowest IQ Africans just died off for generations. And it had pardon the expression, but it had a eugenic effect because over time, if the weakest are dying off, that's one argument for why blacks in America have a standard deviation higher IQ than the blacks in sub-Saharan Africa. So, so I do believe there is something intrinsic going on there. And what makes people uncomfortable about this is the idea that it's unchangeable.
Okay, so you heard
Who shows up for a job interview, doesn't get it.
You heard all of that bullshit that he spewed to her as she kept her mouth quiet. You heard all of that bullshit. But let's see about the sub-Saharan Africans. Let's get the facts. Before the transatlantic slave trade, sub-Saharan Africa had rich and diverse systems of learning and education, both formal and informal, that were deeply tied to community life, spiritual beliefs, and economic needs. Education wasn't a Western-style classroom, but it was highly organized and purposeful. Here is a breakdown. One, learning in daily life, informal information, education, oral tradition, knowledge of history, law, medicine, and Morality was passed down through the storytelling, proverbs, songs, and poetry. And apprenticeship training, young people learned farming, blacksmithing, weaving, fishing, hunting, and other trades from elders. Rites of passage. Uh, Initiation school taught not only just survival skill but also cultural values, ethics, and responsibilities of adulthood. A continuing education, everyone, children, adults, and elders, learning through the participation in farming, herding, building, and ceremonies. These things that help do what build the United States. But let's continue. Where is I on two on spiritual leadership? Okay. 3. Formal education system. While much of Saharan Africans learning was on oral and community based, some regions had formal schools long before European colonization. Timbuktu and other West African cities, Mali Empire, Songhai Empire centers were like the Skanko University, founded in the 14th century, taught theologic, theologically, law, mathematics, astronomy. What is it? Astronomy, medicine, and literature. Islamic schools, madrasas, spread through trade routes in West, East, and parts of Central Africa, teaching reading, writing, and Arabic script and religious studies. Royal courts and palaces trained future leaders in diplomacy, military strategy, administration, and history. 4. Content of education. Children and youth were taught practical skills, farming, hunting, herding, fishing, and construction, social values, respect for elders, communal responsibility, conflict resolution, art and culture, music, dance, sculpture, weaving, storytelling, trade and commerce, weighing goods, negotiating prices, managing caravans, law and governance, clan law, disputes resolution, and leadership roles. Oh, say what? Say what? Say what's what? Let's go to number 5. I just want you to understand that these white people are more comfortable if you think that you add nothing to life, to learning, and you were the ones who kept them alive in this country by the shit that was instilled into you. Okay, so 5 key features. Multilingual literacy. They knew more than one language. People often spoke multiple languages, especially in trade regions. Memory-based mastery, because writing was less common outside of Islamic centers. Extraordinarily memorization skills were developed. Holistic education, spiritual, practical, and moral lessons were integrated. If you if you want, I can make you a timeline of major sub-Saharan African educational system before slavery, so it is easier to see how the traditions evolved. Would you like me to do that? No, I've already done that. Thank you, Chat GPT. Okay, so eat some chocolate, girl. Girl, eat some chocolate. Okay, so I'm just gonna play a little of this. Yes, happy birthday of you. A happy birthday of you. I couldn't believe she said that. Meet me outside. Yeah, she said that. See, they are comfortable and having us believe the things that they tell us now. These are the things that this is the reason why they're taking history out of our schools, because this is what they want blacks to believe about themselves. When it's very simple to find all the text and all the context of our education all the way back to sub-Saharan Africa. That it is not Egypt, because I don't want. I cannot say you are an African and you were as bright as the Egyptians. Oh, you can't. Well, but I can. You can't, but I can. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a little of this. I think I hope you guys share this. I really hope you guys share this. If you have something you would like to add to this, uh, please let me know. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm almost there. This is in my description box. I have four clips that. Okay, I have four clips, and if you have been with me, you may remember when Russia opened their vaults, and it explained the whitewashing of the Bible and Black history. Um, why was that so? I played this video how all of the religious paintings had been painted over because the Russians were uh, because Russians were under the control of this clan, and while the Europeans were whitewashing all of the biblical texts and everything, they did not do so in Russia. So when Russia, I think it was in 2023, I gave you this information. When they opened up the vaults, you could actually see that. All of the angels, Jesus, Mary, all were depicted as Black people. If you don't remember, this is in my last link. It is about what is it says? Why they don't want you to know what you are, who you are, or something. It's my last links. I open here. Let me share this with you real quick. Russia opens centuries-old cellars and reveal Black biblical Israelites. Okay, so this is why they don't want us to know our past. This is why they're trying to take our history away from us. So let's continue.
The Virgin Mary and his people, black or white. White man with blue eyes, long blonde hair, and tall height. This was further strengthened by paintings from the 15th century, where Jesus appeared much like a typical European man. But does this prove Jesus was white? Well, not necessarily. The recent 14th and 15th century paintings revealed by Russia prove that Jesus was not white, but black. He, his mother, and the people around him were all black. That's a groundbreaking revelation, questioning why Europe depicted Jesus as white until now. So, what have we found in the centuries-old Russian cellars and vaults? What people have been shown in the paintings found in these vaults that completely change biblical teachings? Let's know about that in this video. Recently...
Okay, so I'm going to tell you why all of this was hidden away. All the maps, it gives you all the regions where different people who you may be familiar with throughout um, the Bible and all of these things. Let's get to the clans who were in control of Russia during that time. The Golden Horde. This is why. Let me see. Here we go.
Does Russia stand apart in depicting Jesus and his people as black in religious artworks? Well, the answer lies in the fact that Russia got disconnected from the Byzantine Church when the whitewashing of religious paintings started. This was due to the Mongol invasion and occupation of Russia, known as the Golden Horde, which profoundly influenced the region's ties with the Byzantine Empire and the broader Christian world. Beginning in the early 13th century, the Mongols launched a series of military campaigns that resulted in the establishment of the Mongol Empire, one of history's largest continuous land empires. This expansion brought them into contact with various civilizations, including Russia. Until then, Russia had been in contact with the Byzantine Empire, significantly adopting its religious beliefs. But in 1237, the Mongols launched a devastating invasion of the Russian principalities, which were fragmented and unable to mount a unified defense. The invasion culminated in the Battle of the Sit River in 1238, where the Mongols emerged victorious. Subsequently, they gained control over the region, establishing the Golden Horde as a vassal state and imposing tribute on Russian princes. The Mongol occupation significantly reshaped Russia's connections with the Byzantine Empire and the wider Christian world. Before the invasion, Russia had close ties with Byzantium, particularly in religious matters, as the Eastern Slavic peoples had embraced Byzantine Christianity. The Russian Orthodox Church regarded Constantinople, the Byzantine capital, as its spiritual center. However, the Mongol invasion disrupted these ties. With much of Russia under Mongol control, communication and trade routes suffered, severing contact with Byzantium. Additionally, the invasion strained the Russian Orthodox Church as the Mongols imposed their administrative structures, occasionally clashing with the church's authority. It's believed that before the invasion, both Russia and the Byzantine Empire had similar artworks. However, after the invasion, the whitewashing of religious artworks began in Europe, unlike in Russia, which remained under Mongol rule for another 250 years. Consequently, Russia stands alone in preserving religious artworks, where Jesus and his people are depicted as black, while the rest of Europe whitewashed such artworks. The religious artworks in Russia offer compelling evidence that, until now, Jesus, his mother, and his people were portrayed inaccurately. Concealing Jesus' complexion altered the narrative, presenting him solely as the savior of white people, which did not align with the full story. However, acknowledging Jesus as black provides coherence, considering the parallels between the suffering endured by black people and that of Jesus. What do you think? Was Jesus black or white given?
Okay, that is, I shared that with you when Russia opened the vaults in 2023. Now, I guess Iran has opened up some religious vaults of their own, and it says exactly the same thing. Okay, so here is a little bit of this. These links are in my description box. I am not going to pay them all. Let me see. Here we go. I'm not going to play it all. I just want you to hear a piece of this and tell me what you think.
Cover-up in human history wasn't political, but spiritual. What if the face of God in history wasn't political, but spiritual?
Hold on.
When history wasn't political.
I'm going to have to reshare that. 1 second. It will not take me that long to find it again. Here we go. Now, while I grew up in church, this kind of, I think it was a different one. that I found. But this kind of make me want to get out. I remember back in the day when we used to go to church of years of you, the Bible had all of these different maps in it, and some of the maps would be drawn over as what was the present day maps. We know those maps are ever changing over in the Middle East, but here is a little bit of this that I want to share with you guys. Here we go. Here we go.
But what if those images were painted over the real history? What if the greatest cover-up in human history wasn't political, but spiritual? What if the face of God himself was systematically erased and replaced? Brothers and sisters, we're about to dive into waters deeper than most are willing to swim. We're going to examine documents from ancient Persia, archaeological evidence from Ethiopia, linguistic connections that span continents, and biblical passages that have been staring us in the face all along. The Iranian National Archives didn't just release any ordinary historical documents. These were royal records from the reign of Cyrus the Great, the same Cyrus that Isaiah called the Messiah in chapter 4.
Also, what I wanted to note, what I wanted to note is that, oh shit, I got a brain fart. Hold on.
45 verse 1. Think about that for a moment. God called a Persian king his anointed one, his Messiah. Why would the Almighty choose someone outside of Israel unless there was a deeper connection we've been missing? The Persian scribes who served in Cyrus's court were meticulous record keepers. They documented everything: the appearance of foreign dignitaries, the customs of conquered peoples, the physical characteristics of the various tribes they encountered. When the Persians conquered Babylon in 538 BCE and freed the Hebrew exiles, their scribes wrote detailed accounts of these liberated people. The descriptions are shocking by today's standards, but perfectly logical when you understand the geography and the bloodlines involved. They described the Israelites as having bronze skin that gleamed like polished metal in the sunlight. They wrote of hair that was coiled and thick, comparing it to the royal crowns worn by the kings of Cush. These weren't metaphorical descriptions, brothers and sisters. These were official government records, written by people who had no theological agenda, no reason to lie.
Okay, written. They were written. Did he said that these things were written? Okay. Also, what Nick Fuentes wants you to believe that the writing itself came down from North Africa when they're stating here that the education actually started in southern Africa and moved up to the north. So, I'm gonna have to do a little more research. I know some of you guys are more abreast on this than I am, but let's look at it a little bit. Let's talk about the transformation.
Documents describing dark-skinned Israelites. But somewhere along the way, those descriptions started changing. Somewhere in history, the image of the biblical people began to transform. The bronze skin became pale, the coiled hair became straight, the features that connected them to Africa became European. This wasn't evolution, brothers and sisters. This was revision. This was a deliberate rewriting of visual history that coincided with some very specific political and economic interests. Let me take you back to the early Christian church, the first Christian artwork found in the catacombs of Rome. The earliest Christian mosaics, the most ancient depictions of biblical figures, they consistently show dark-skinned people. The Virgin Mary appears with African features. Jesus is depicted with dark skin and woolly hair. The apostles look like they could have walked straight out of Ethiopia or Sudan. This wasn't artistic license. This was how these people actually looked to those who knew them or had access to authentic traditions. But something began to change during the time of Constantine. When Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire, when it moved from the margins to the center of political power, the images began to shift. Slowly, subtly, the faces in Christian art began to lighten. The features began to change. By the time we reach the Renaissance, the transformation is complete.
Okay, so let's move a little bit further. This was not it was not so AI cartoonish. The original one that I found about the Iranian opening their vaults. I actually have the wrong one. Let me see. Well, let me see.
Maintained monotheistic worship in regions dominated by polytheistic practices. The Igbo people of Nigeria, millions of whom were transported to the Americas during the slave trade, have traditions that trace their ancestry back to biblical Israel. They practice eighth-day circumcision. They observe Sabbath restrictions. They have oral histories that describe migrations from the Middle East. The Yoruba people maintain concepts of covenant relationship with a supreme deity that mirror biblical covenant theology. Throughout West and Central Africa, among the very peoples most heavily targeted by slave traders, you find practices and traditions that align remarkably with ancient Hebrew customs. This isn't coincidence, and it isn't cultural borrowing. These are deep, ancient traditions that predate any Christian or Islamic missionary activity in these regions. These are indigenous practices that communities maintained because they were ancestral practices.
And they also touch on how people praise and used to praise. Now they don't praise like that in the church anymore. With the praise dancing and the shouting and all of that. That is something that is cultural with us in praising to our God. And most churches don't do that. They have these synchronized praise dancers that come out and this, that, and the other. That is basically frowned upon. And most churches who try to be haughty-taughty and search to have a great mass mega churches and all of that type of stuff. This is the wrong one. I'm not gonna tarry any longer, as they used to say in church. This is the wrong one. I hope I find the right one. However, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you what is going on in South Africa and with these Bangladeshi people and these Pakistani people. South Africa has a tight immigration policies. You cannot work in South Africa without a work visa. You cannot own a business in South Africa without a visa that permits you to open a business, and you have to. I think it's 5 million. You have to put up $5 million. I think that's what they're saying. Okay, so to start a business in South Africa the because of the apartheid that had taken place in South Africa, a they demand a part of your business, as they should. Okay, so these Pakistanis have been going into South Africa and starting up these illegal businesses, selling spoiled meats, selling drugs and all other type of contraband in South Africa, and uh, they are wanting the South African. They are wanting the South African government to get harder, but they have a kind of like a police force that goes around and they demand they want to see your papers, they demand to see but it's not just a band of people, it is a some type of they have the authority to go around and check on the papers and see if they are selling things that they're not supposed to be selling. So let me share this with you. Hold on. Oh, I got the wrong link. 1 second. And what you say of View's View, uh, we call them holy rollers. Uh, Old traditions, yes. Lordy, I forgot about that girl. They too sophisticated for that now. They too busy trying to screw the pastor and all that type of shit. Now the pastor too busy getting his dick sucked by people like Jay Wilson nowadays. Shit, ain't nothing religious. Religious. It's all all for show. Let me let me quit. Let me they call them spaz shops. It's like a convenience store. So they have these people now. There was one group of people who complained that the mother owned a bakery for 9 years, and these Pakistani people came over there and told her she hold on. That she could not run her bakery anymore. So I just want to share this with you. And one guy went to look at a location. He wanted to start something, and they pulled a gun on him. And then they went and told this enforcement group, and they don't come with weapons or threats or anything. They come with baskets and take all their goods and tell them you don't have the right paperwork, this fake paperwork. So that's what's going on in South Africa. This is new to me, and I thought you guys may be interested in seeing what's going on over there. So let me share this with you. They come upon this illegal store right here.
Hey, when are your friends? Bring those documents here. Hurry up. We don't have the whole day. Hurry up.
Go away and open the gate.
Bring those documents here. Hurry up. We ain't got all day. Bring those documents here.
Yeah, stop talking and do the work. Okay, after that, bring us your documents, whether you're here in the country illegally. Bring your documents.
He's on a visitor's visa, but he's running a sponsor shop. So that is one of the major reasons why we're closing this shop, because he doesn't have any proper documentation to run a business in South Africa. Hence, we are also closing the shop because of what he's doing is against the country's constitution. According to Immigration Act 13 of 2002, Section 15, it says a foreign national should come here on a business visa if they're going to invest 5 million and more. So we are closing this shop because he's here on a visited visa to start with. He doesn't have any proper documentation.
Downloaded from the internet as well.
So his paperwork was downloaded from the internet. He doesn't have a business visa. Okay, so let's see a little bit more.
You fix it, but
I bet if we go through a lot of these stores that are in our communities, especially these nail shops where they have 15 or 20 of tired Asian people laying around there, and with you see 2 or 3 actual state bar licenses on the walls, but they have 15 to 16 people working in those shops. Girl, can you imagine? Can you imagine all the convenience stores that we patronize that probably aren't licensed as well? Let's continue.
not your shop. But it's not your shop.
Yeah, because every day I'm here.
Okay, Baba, give.
So what he did is he went and got the landlord, the black man who's covering for him. He owns the this is not, it's a shop. It's actually a container, like the containers that they ship goods in, and they making container homes out of them. That's what they made this store out of. So he's saying I'm the owner, but he is not on the owner of the business. His name is not anywhere on the business. He's just the landlord. So he's trying to cover for them, but it's not going to work.
Homeowners, we're going to use Immigration Act 13 of 2002, Section 42, where it says if you are harboring an illegal immigrant, because there's also some illegality here. So they're also going to hold them accountable for also not checking the proper documents that their tenant is running a business on.
Who registered this business? Is it the house
This
owner?
guy,
Or,
this guy from the business.
You got the permission from?
Yes.
You
From
went
who?
with so the business is on your name or the house, the
My name.
house owner?
My name.
But do you have a house rent? Because that's a violation on its own. I agree you don't own a house, Baba. So if the landlord allows you guys to register using his details, it means on the business registration documents we must have his names.
Leadership, before we go any further, Ismail, this is a passport.
Yes.
You don't have a proper document to be in this country. A passport is a traveling document. It's for you to pass the airport. We want you to give us your business visa or a permit to be in South Africa. No, this is the passport. A passport
No, I
means.
do have the permit here.
What's the permit?
I do have.
What?
I do have it here.
What?
Those are your documents.
It's not South African.
No,
There's the wife.
My wife. That's your wife?
Yeah. From where? Zimbabwe?
No, South Africa.
Just from inside the store here, the store is made up of a container. To start with, there's no ventilation there.
Huh? Where do you sleep?
I do have the room there. Mama, we
need you to come with us inside.
Nomisa. Unomisa, why did Jola Labafana Bangapande, Mare?
Document everything here.
Why did Jola Labatuba Marna Visa?
Trace your kids, please. Trace your kids because you guys are going out now.
Why are South African women doing this? Asna Amatota Mama, like South Africa.
Hey, Baba.
Manje
Tell her,
lo baba, lo
how to
baba
sell
tulanda.
alcohol here? Because you know the pharmacy is doing. You know the pharmacy.
You know what is the couple that they are selling? This is the lead the kids are drinking. Yeah, with the cool drink. It's the lead the kids are drinking.
We're no win.
South Africa we have men.
So you're selling
white
lead?
Indian colored men.
Yeah.
South Africa, we have those men that we were supposed to be dating. But she's here now. Sorry. People harboring an illegal immigrant.
Okay, that's one of them. They actually have actual grocery stores that they are doing this in. I think that I think that it's a great thing. They're being proactive for all of these illegal items that are actually being sold to their children. So I think that it's a good thing. Here's a whole super market. And they're going to come in here with a basket and they're going to do their thing.
Botswana, Bangladesh, Somalia, wherever you come from, it's up there. Up there, not here. Our neighboring country, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Botswana, Bangladesh, Somalia, wherever.
Now, what they're supposed to do if they are actually escaping their nation because of a conflict, they are supposed to go to the next neighboring nation. And she is telling them, like, motherfucker, where you from? Bangladesh, motherfucker, we not the next nation next to you. These are the people who can come here, not you. You were supposed to go to this place, that place, the other place, but not here over in South Africa. See, they know. See, they are informed. And this is what information gets you.
From it's up there, not here. You know what? We are tired. We are tired of you guys coming here, ne, and doing what you do and think like we are stupid. We are not stupid.
So this is what's happening. We just had a community meeting now. The community of this area want to run businesses themselves. Yes. So we want you guys to respect us. You must understand now we're going to close shop. We are here with the community and also the chief. So the community of this area decided that they've not been given a chance by SA government to own these businesses because they've allowed foreign nationals to flock into our country and do as they please, like they are doing.
Your business is not legit.
Now, is that not what they do in America? These store owners are actually unaliving, people in our neighborhood, where they get their money from. And God forbid you can get our communities to come together and boycott them. God forbid it's a motherfucking a beauty supply store. They'll just put some bundles and some wigs on sale, and you niggas are line up around the block for a good wig sale. So their communities are coming together and they're getting these people out. This is what it means to be an informed person in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state. And just wanted to show this. She said the South African government is not doing enough to keep these people out. And these people are, when real South Africans want to come and start a business in a empty shop, these people are actually chasing the real South Africans away with guns. So I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but these are some communities who are taking action. So let me see.
That means your business is not legit, right? And when now you are operating, right now, if a child could eat and be sick or die from your food, to start with, you are running a business with wrong documents. Asalem, okay, show me where it says you can run a business.
Yeah, because here it says work and study.
Just show me where it says you can run a business.
I want him to see it for himself. Baba,
I want you to show me where it says you can
work
run a
and
business.
study. Yeah. So who gave you permission to operate a business without proper documentation? That's number one. We engaged the store owners. First of all, they're operating this business with a work visa permit. The visa
their visa said that they could work and study there. So let's see.
Oh, is South Africa nearest to where you come from? So all the way from Bangladesh to come into South Africa and operate an illegal business in an informal market. Do you think that is fair? Do you think we as South Africans can go to your country now, eat your women there, like you guys are doing? Like now you are here in the village, Baba, eating our women here, operating illegal businesses. Do you think that is fair? In my understanding, these are people that are working here. The store owner himself, they all come from Bangladesh. So we were asking because we see that they are in a position of asylum seeker permits.
Asylum seeker. It means that when you come from a war-torn country, to start with, your country is not in war, right? Yeah. It's a health and safety. So
they have asylum paperwork. He said, first of all, your country is not at war. So fake paperwork. If you guys have not checked out some of these videos where these people in these small Black communities are being proactive and protecting their community, their wealth, and where they spend their money, go over there and check these out.
Certificate, but we want the business registration to prove that this business is registered to trade.
We want to understand from SA government, why is it that they are giving people from Bangladesh asylum seeker permits in South Africa? because according to foreign policy, an asylum seeker must migrate to the nearest country. So why would you, as a government official, see it fit to grant asylum seeker permits and refugee permits to people that are coming all the way from Bangladesh? Because us as South Africa,
because the same reason why 45, 47 decided to take in the white Afrikaners who are allegedly being persecuted in their own country. So that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to share a couple of the little things. If we don't take care of ourselves, nobody else eating women. Doing eating the poom poom of the women. In that first video, there was a woman backed off in a little tight room where they were just looking for the air filtration. They are taking the black women as little side pieces and using them much like they're using the lamb to spit their peens in the black women's bodies. Okay, so that's what she meant by eating women. So if you guys are not familiar with these, one will take you to another. There was one that I couldn't. I thought I think I tagged the wrong link. Where this lady owned a bakery for 9 years, and these people came in and they start setting up these stores, and they told her that she cannot run a bakery there in her own country, which she has been running for 9 years because they had somebody else who was going to come in and do the bakery. Now, this is how bold these people are because and you see how quiet they got when they showed unity and let them know that, hey, your papers are not in order, and we understand the laws of our country. Sometimes I guess get real exhausted. It's just like so much to cover. But hey, I'll be here. What's tomorrow? I'll be here tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for being here. With no black employees. Yes. All up in our areas. Yes, a view is a view. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I beg of thee. Yes, of you. So if you don't know your worth, I think it's time for us to educate ourselves or re-educate ourselves in the worth of ourselves and of our dollar. So I actually heard a motherfucking ignorant ass motherfucker get on here talking about he went to Target. And yeah, I don't care if y'all get mad. I still go to Target and you still beg for every 2 to 5 minutes too. See, but you want to sit up and act like you so some bougie motherfucker when we know you a motherfucking trick. Talking about, yeah, I still go to Target. I'm gonna go to Target. See, ignorant is bliss. Ignorant is definitely bliss here in America, and I don't think that these white supremacists and our government is not going to monopolize on the ignorance that is running around in the black community. Yeah, I'm going to say it. The ignorance that is running around in our black communities. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Skeety. Hope you guys have a great day. If you learned something, you can $ Ronnie Q. I do look out for you. Oh, wait a minute. I saw somebody. I didn't see this. A view is a view. Yes, I did see this. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you all for being here. Each one gonna have to start teaching one at this point because they are not building more of these for-profit internment camps for these for these Latin Americans and these people who have crossed the border illegally. And let's be clear that a lot of these people who have been put in these camps came here under special visas that was extended to them to be able to come. And the 45, 47 just did away with them. And that's the only thing that made them illegal in this country, is the fact that 45, 47 took away the special visas that had been put in place for them. So what is going to be taken away from you to make you an illegal? That's all I got. I hope, I really appreciate all of you guys who came and sat with me and listened to me go on and on and on and on. I hope you guys have a great remainder of your day. And it's time for me to walk these dogs. Rascal is sitting up here knocking on my knee with his head like, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. All right, guys. I'll see you guys some other time. Hope you guys have a great remainder of your day. Bye-bye.